Exibição de tarefa, uma área de trabalho. Aplica Instagram,
Tem dois Instagram abertos,
Instagram,
fechamos aqui.
fechar. Maria Natália Garbelotri, Instagram janela.
Beleza, galera, mais um vídeo aqui no canal, hoje, dia 25, trazendo para vocês mais um da Major League, do Call of Duty. Estamos 76 seguidores, vamos crescendo, pouco a pouco. Me inscrevem aqui, ó, pode me inscrever aqui à vontade.
Messages.
E eu escrevo vocês também.
Plus
Ok? E também aqui está
Facebook.
O meu Facebook aqui também. E vamos começar hoje com o segundo dia de Call of Duty.
Iniciar
Já
janela.
tivemos
Recomendar com pesquisar exibição visão
mais cedo às 4 da tarde.
5.
Igual que ontem. O FIFA, o UFC, o FIFA 22. E hoje vão até às 11 da noite, 4 horas e 50. De transmissão de Call of Duty Major League. Hoje, acho que é um dos dias que mais longo vai ser. O anterior não foi tão longo, foi 3 horas e 11, esse foi 4 horas e 50. Então, lembre de comentar, deixa o seu like, compartilhar o vídeo. Ajuda no canal, lembrando, seu like é mais que um peixe maroto. E lembrando, amanhã temos mais Call of Duty da Major League. Não vou dizer quanto tempo vai durar o próximo evento, porque não foquei nele ainda. Lembrando a todos vocês também, tô gravando às 11 da manhã, 11h40 e pouco. 11h47. Espero que dê para terminar de gravar de buena. Só lembra vocês de deixar seu like e compartilhar o vídeo, porque senão o canal vai ficar parado, monótono. E eu vou estar com vocês aqui mais 12 anos no YouTube fazendo tentativa de alcançar a meta. É difícil, hein, galera? Difícil, hein? Preciso conseguir as 4.000 horas esse ano para poder trazer a vocês os melhores eventos e patrocinados aqui no canal. E lembrando também vocês, os shorts não serão como aqui no canal, serão de vez em quando shorts aqui, de vez em quando, porque o short destrói o canal. Eu vou focar 100% nos shorts. E eu vou estar trazendo para vocês não só isso, nossas aventuras aqui, né? Teremos muita coisa rolando no canal durante 2026. E lembrar a todos vocês de compartilhar o vídeo. Deixa eu ver o áudio aqui na Twitch. Tá sendo bem no áudio? Vai que não tá sendo o áudio bem. Senhor. E lembrando também vocês, quero trazer a vocês todos os eventos de games e não de games aqui no canal. Eu espero não ser bloqueado pelas empresas como a Apple, né, que bloqueia todos os meus vídeos. Faltam menos de 10 minutos para começar de fato o torneio da Major League. Lembrando, eu vou estar revisando passar do tempo o episódio, né? Porque está indo muito bem. Miami ontem jogou mais ou menos, perdeu o último jogo. Lembrando da Major League do Call of Duty, amanhã, dia 26, teremos mais um. Faltam 9 minutos e 25 minutos, 25 segundos. 25, 10, menos de 10 minutos para começar, menos de 9 minutos para começar, melhor dizendo. Falta um mês e uns quebrados para começar a Fórmula 1. O ruim é que a Mariana Becker vai estar na Globo. Deve sair um vídeo em breve, já não saiu ainda, falando da Fórmula 1 na Globo ou na Band. Preferência aonde temos o F1 TV Pro, que é muito melhor. E por que eu digo que a F1 TV é melhor que a Band e outros mais? Vou explicar tudo direitinho em um vídeo à parte. Mas eu posso dizer o seguinte: a Band é superior à Globo em 1 milhão de vezes. Em 1 milhão de vezes. Então, se preparem, porque temos na Major League, se não estou enganado, aqui no canal vamos ter ela diário no momento. Minha intenção é soltar só sexta, sábado e domingo a Major League. Uma semana eu já falei, vai ser sábado, domingo e segunda. E minha intenção é soltar ela sábado e domingo. Por quê? Ontem tivemos a música do meu amor Maria Tara Gavilotti, um corte de cabelo. Então é a música que saiu dessa vez. A próxima, se não gostarem muito, sairá no dia 14 de fevereiro. Fique ligado, estandarte novo. E lembrando, o UFC 26, não tenho ele ainda, nem o 25, mas tenho o 24, mas eu vou ver se eu trago ele quando terminar o FIFA 23. Estamos já na reta final do FIFA 22. E eu vou falar para vocês, eu vou trazer também a versão deles do FIFA 15 ao FIFA 23 em português. Sim, em breve eu trago em português a playlist brasileira. Lembrando também vocês também, eu estava analisando a liga, né, das seleções e a liga, as seleções estão no FIFA. Eu digo que é um absurdo que uma empresa tão grande como a EA, que custou mais de 40 bilhões de dólares para uma empresa comprar ela, não poder pagar 3 bi para ter a licença do FIFA. ok? Não lembro bem os detalhes, acho que é 2 bilhões e alguns quebradinhos cada 4 anos. Alguma coisa assim, cada 4 ou 2 anos, alguma coisa assim. A FIFA estava pedindo. Acho que é 2K. Consegui o jeito, não tenho certeza absoluta ainda não, mas vamos ver. Ainda rumores na internet rolando disso aí, que a 2K conseguiu o direito do FIFA. Só que a 2K tem que fazer uma coisa melhor que a EA. Não são os países que têm licença automaticamente, como o Japão, Alemanha, Estados Unidos, entre outros. Espanha, ok? Já mencionei alguns que eu conheço de memória: Espanha, Estados Unidos e Japão, que tem a licença de jogadores dos times. Alguns estão genéricos, os times, os nomes dos times, né? Mas não os jogadores. É por causa que estão em contrato com o outro jogo lá da Konami. Então, esse é o único motivo que o time fica genérico no FIFA ou no FC 24 ou 25, ok? Mas da Liga Brasileira e Liga Chinesa, ou tá genérico. Eu falei no vídeo de hoje mais cedo. Pesquisei em live, né, por cima, em gravação, nós gravamos no vídeo, mas que goleada a China levou, hein? Quem não viu o vídeo, veja lá que eu não vou dizer o spoiler não. Foi a maior goleada da história do canal? Não, que eu lembre. Eram 2 minutos para começar aqui. E lembrando, se começar aqui, eu vou correndo pro banheiro. Sempre quando eu vou começar uma live ou um vídeo, me dá vontade de ir no banheiro. Sempre. Não tem uma vez sequer para ficar aqui fazendo a live de boa na lagoa. E lembrando a todos vocês, então já tivemos o evento do Xbox Partner Preview. No dia 22 mesmo saiu o evento. Então fiquem ligados. Se não saiu no dia 22 o Partner Preview, sairá daqui a 2 dias aqui no canal. Porque se não saiu, vai sair ainda. Eu vou gravar primeiro o Call of Duty nessa semana 3 inteira, porque é muito mais importante terminar isso aqui, que é mais longo. E aunque o painel preview é importante, mais importante que o código, mas o código aqui tá viu. Então, bora lá, galera, começando o código em minuto e 10. Vamos ver aqui os melhores momentos da partida de ontem. E lembrando a todos vocês, deu sair um vídeo em breve sobre uma antena. Comprei. Também, dia 26, aqui no canal deve sair às 4 da tarde o vídeo da minha antena e um detalhe explicando sobre ela para vocês. A vitória foi emocionante ontem. Então faltam 30 segundos, hein? Então, vamos acompanhar esse dia de hoje, segundo dia da semana 3. E lembrando a todos, quando terminar esse terceiro jogo, terceiro dia, vamos ter preparar para vocês um conteúdo especial também da PARTE1 também. Temos 4 eventos de PARTE1 preparar para vocês do ano passado, de 10 horas de duração aqui no canal. Então, com seu apoio, pô. Dá tempo de gravar o pod, né? Se outros eventos de 10 horas também, eu vou cobrir para vocês também verem também.
What's up, one and all, and welcome back to the Call of Duty League.
De detalhe, esses eventos de 10 horas, não teremos futebol no dia. Vai entrar às 4 da tarde e vai direto das 4 até terminar. Tá vendo, galera? Vou no banho comigo.
God's a little bit of a shake-up on the right side of your standing screen, but if you're looking at the highlighted teams today, those are the squads in action, and there's only one with an undefeated record. Optic sitting at 3-0. We've got, what, 5 teams sitting at 2-1? Yeah. And then everyone else just fighting for a spot in the top 8. You want a spot in the winner's bracket come Major 1 in just 3 weeks. But we got to talk about what happened in 2025, because we kicked off the league in December, and if you're looking at some front runners, there were some clear favorites on the AR front. If you're looking at statistics, few players can put up numbers better than these two. Mercules for Optic Texas leading the way in Search and Destroy, and Dan Ghosty, a force to be reckoned with in Respawn.
Yeah, 2 top 3 ARs in my opinion so far here in Black Ops 7. You see, I mean, the side-by-side stats just absolutely bonkers. 1.41 for Ghosty in the Respawn, 2.05 for Mercules in the Search and Destroy, and a lot of clutches as well for Mercules when they needed it most. Both these guys have been at the top of their game, and both these teams' favorites right now headed into Major 1.
Let's start here with the Paris Gentlemates, Dan Ghosty's squad, because this is a team that had a lot of hype last year. The Gentlemates unable to do it for LA. They change over to the Paris Gentlemates. They bring in some world champs, some guys who have lifted trophies, and now there's a lot more potential, a lot more excitement for a Paris squad to raise the trophy in 2026.
Just had to bring it back to the homeland, man, and now we are good. You talk about this Paris Gentlemates team, poetry in motion, especially in the hard points, and we're seeing like a surge in individual performance from Ghosty. I think you can attribute a lot of that to the teammates that he has. Sib has been dubbed this like guy who just plays for kills, but he is willing to take a back seat when his teammate has the hot hand, and we've seen that time and time again so far, and it's almost expected now when we go into a hard point for Gentlemates that Ghosty's gonna fry.
I love that Envoy takes his turn popping off, Sib will take his turn, whatever they need. The team is doing it all to get the dub, but this man has been leading the way. You can see it, a 1.63 KD, tops the entire league. If you're looking at hill time, he's first. He's top 3 in kills per 10 minutes and damage per 10 minutes as well. That's exactly what you're looking for from a top AR.
Yeah, exactly what you're looking for, right? And he boosted his numbers a lot versus his old team. So the revenge match, the most pressurized match that they've had so far, he took the reins and dominated.
As good as Paris Gentlemates are, they're sitting at 2-1. Meanwhile, Optic is 3-0, and it's the youngster Mercules in his 2nd year leading the squad. It's kind of crazy. You look at this team, and Optic Texas has one of the youngest stars, but now also the oldest star in Dashi on this team.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it's kind of weird, right? Because I remember when Dashi was this young kid, but now that is Mercules. Doesn't miss. They ask him to do a ton of hard things on the map. He delivers every single time, and across all the game modes, he's just been excellent. So right now, that's why he tops our AR pyramid.
Do you have him in front of Dashi on your official list as well? So it's Dashi and Mercules 1 and 2?
Yes, and Ghosty right there as well. I was going to say, this was made by Breaking Point, and I agree with every single tier on this list. I think it's done to a T. Obviously, there's some players that can move up with a big performance today, namely in that bottom tier, Draza. He's going to be wanting to have a huge performance after the narratives that were set before the break.
You know, a lot of players out there have haters. I don't think anyone is looking for Mercules to fall off. Everyone has cheered for the youngster since he came in at Major 3. He played for Toronto, scooped up by Optic, wins back-to-back tournaments, including a world championship. The man has dropped a 2.05 leading the league.
He might have a couple of haters. It might be Toronto Koi fans.
It might be Koi.
We had him. But yeah, I mean, for Mercules and this Optic team, I mean, you watch them, it's a clinic, especially when we're talking about search and destroy and overload, unscathed there. Hard points in some advanced analytics, which we'll get into in a bit. Particular breaks have been excellent. But that has been the game mode where they've needed probably the most room for improvement, but they've had a couple of weeks. And when you've seen some of their scrims, they've been unreal in that game mode. So Optic picking up right where they left off and currently undefeated so far.
All right, you look at their competition, though, where FaZe has played all the tough teams. They've played squads like Riyadh before they found their form, Heretics in G2. Optic, in theory, has had an easy road, and they're sitting at 9-3 in map count.
Yeah, they've had definitely an easier road for one of the top teams. This is going to be a true test today, going up against FaZe, who've been unreal in Search and Destroy. Like I said, Search and Overload, Optic have been running through people. It's going to be hard to run through the Vegas FaZe, so we'll get a good idea of where Optic's at headed into their home major after this match.
Optic is going to be ferocious in all game modes, but one thing we want to key in on is the start to hard points today. And I know you've been hitting the VOD session, so walk me through this graphic. This is our first hill point differential.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the people at home?
Yeah, we're going to do our best scalp impression here on the Telestrator, but their breakoffs have been unbelievable. You see Optic lead the league in first hill point differential. You know, looking back at some of their HPs, like, why do they have such an edge? So we'll jump on the Telestrator and we'll break it down. The first one we're going to talk about is an exposure here versus Miami. Let's go full screen. Let's run this clip and we'll talk about what they do. So on a lot of their breaks, they're going to be splitting into 2-2 splits. The ARs go together and then the subs go together. So let's pause this right here. All Mercules' job here is to back this guy down that's going top window, right? So this guy can't do any damage. And then you zoom into the mini map and we're going to watch what the rest of the players do, right? So you see Shotzi, he's number 6. He's just playing for this guy that's coming around on a pinch, playing very, very patient. And then you got Dashy. He is the fail-safe here. So if this guy kills Hook, Dashy can trade him immediately. If not, Hook's going to get down low and just disrupt. And then you know there could be a player coming from dirt, right? So Dashy's going to push towards the mid-cut and pick up the cleanup for the guy that's coming to trade Mercules. This is excellent. This is exactly how you want to play this. And we'll watch how this plays out. So Mercules backs that guy down. Hook picks up a kill down low. And that is a clean 4 dead if you're Optic Texas. Let's jump into another one. This is the Scar versus the Falcons. Once again, a 2-2 split if you're Optic Texas. You're going to send the subs together, and then you're going to send the ARs. So we'll pause it when they get into position, and we'll talk about the thesis here off this break-off. So let's pause it, zoom into the mini-map. You see, you got Shotzi up here. He's just making sure nobody can go up top. And then you get a player, number 4, that's Dashy. He's going to go into the hill, and when he's right here, he can only get killed if a guy slides up from mid-cut. Well, what does that mean? Mercules has the deep pinch, and if this guy does throw his life away to slide and kill Dashy, Merc will just turn and trade him. And then you got Hook, who's going to come around. If anybody tries to back out of Delhi, Hook's going to kill those guys, and it's going to play out perfectly. So Optic in their VOD sessions, when they're preparing for matches, there's clearly a huge emphasis on being crisp and being on point off the break of these games. You see all the action going down. Hook backs up. The guy's soaking up time right now. That's Dashy. They kill the guy Deli, and now you're screwed. Trap back green. So for Optic, breakoffs have been super clean, and that's why they're number 1 in the league.
Bro, I feel like I'm watching Halo 2. Every time you try and fight one player, you're met with 2 other opponents. Yeah. The squad is always there for the trades, and the positioning seems to be well thought through. But these are great starts. How do you start winning the end of your hard points?
Yeah, I mean, I went back, I did a couple of breakdowns of Optic's losses. One of them was the massive comeback that Miami had against them. I think at time it was early in the game, first couple of weeks. Some of the spawns can feel a little bit weird. And there were a couple where they just weren't aware a guy could spawn behind them. So I think Optic will clean that up, and they'll be on point here when we get to the latter half of these hard points.
Well, clearly they are drilling, they are practiced, and they are ready to go. Today they take on the 2-1 Vegas FaZe as FaZe and Sim take the stage first. We'll see Boston Breach and Vancouver Surge. And at the end of the night, we got a 3rd match featuring Cloud9. When we come back, though, it is the battle everyone's been talking about. Vegas FaZe taking on Optic Texas live here on the CDL. Two top squads going toe-to-toe as Vegas FaZe about to take on Optic Texas. And let's start here with the FaZe Vegas squad as they are looking to pull off another upset. They started a little slow, but one player did not. Simp has brought his A-game every single match. He's leading his team when it comes to statistics. And now, if you're one of the other three, you're feeling a little pressure because you just signed another player from Challengers to be a fifth man on this bench.
Yeah, and he could run both weapons, right? So nobody's truly safe here. I think a lot of people would say that points towards Draza a little bit more, so he's going to be inspired to play well. But this FaZe team, biometrics, like massive improvement match to match, like 6-0ing Genomates who've looked incredible, getting every single first blood. For Vegas, though, they've just got off to some really slow starts. 0-3 in map ones, which has obviously got to be better today. And you look towards the AR duo, Chris, to step up when we get into those HPs. They need to have a bigger impact.
4-1 in their search and destroys. If they get to a game 5, they could be dangerous. Are you looking at Abuza 0-4? Who needs to have the biggest day today?
I'm looking at Draza. I mean, just the narratives that were set. A player that we know is capable of taking over games, and he's going up against the most touted AR duo in the league right now in Mercules and Dashy, right at the top of our pyramid. So Draza definitely needs to have a performance today.
On the other side of this matchup, you have Shotzi and Dashy coming off back-to-back world championships. Hook and Mercules have been ferocious in the game as well, with Mercules leading all players in search and destroy statistics. Let's talk a little bit about the highlights, though. Who has the flashiest gameplay in Black Ops 7?
Oh, I mean, it's Shotzi. I mean, everybody's going to look back to the preseason clip, which is probably still the most impressive clip so far of him just doing the nasty, man, taking people hostage, popping 2 and 3 pieces. Here it is right here. The kid is just impressive. His POV, he's always in the mix.
So bad,
but he is susceptible to a slower start. We've seen that a couple of matches in Hardpoint where if he doesn't get going early, then Optic gets into like this mix fest and the HP can look a little sloppier than it did at the tail end of last year. So that's the emphasis for Optic in these next couple of weeks, is get the HP back to where it was last year.
Despite being at the top of the leaderboard, they also allowed Exceed to play from their headquarters yesterday. Big shout out to the organization supporting the overall competitive scene. We've got Scar Hardpoint, Colossus Hardpoint. Those could be the difference makers, and I'm told that we're probably just going to see the Drovic today. So expectations in this matchup, Mr. Nameless.
Yeah, I mean, I think we go a game 5 here. I think Optic's the favorite. Would I be shocked at FaZe 1? No.
So let's lock it in officially. It is time for your scuff pickups. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to go with the safe bet. With an official 10-10 record, we make it 11-10 with an Optic win today.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with FaZe Vegas in this one. Search looks super good. Like I said, it's going to be a close game.
You just showed me breakouts. You sold me on Optic, and now you're going Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams have looked good in different ways, right? And for Vegas, I think they're playing to prove a point today. I think Draza performs.
If so, we will have, I think, 7 teams sitting at 2-1 or 3-1. It's time to find out. Does the chaos kick off the day? We got Merc and Maven on the mic.
Thank you, gentlemen. This will be fun. I mean, it's interesting. Yes, they've had very different strength schedules to this point.
Yeah, you should say that.
But when you talk about their results and their strengths and weaknesses right now, they're pretty similar. Like, you have 2 very good 2-3-5 teams, and Hardpoint's been a little rough. But I guess for me, it's like,
well, I would say you have a good search team in FaZe.
Okay, true.
Overload has
That's
also been bad. But yeah,
That's
in
true.
terms of Optic, yeah, perfect in 2-3-5.
True. But like, I guess I feel better about Optic turning the Hardpoint around, because like Shotzi is like a 0.75, Hook is like a 0.85, somewhere in that ballpark. Like, I have faith in them to turn it around, where it's like FaZe is kind of what we expected. Simp's going to have to put in work, and he is, but you're still losing. I don't know how that gets fixed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if I was an Optic fan right now.
Yeah.
2-3-5, you know they're going to get better.
100%.
But you look at this road to Major 1, I don't know. FaZe, they got these first 4 matches are insane.
If they're in there with the top 5 teams, they're playing the other 4 in the top 5 first. Yeah, no, it's wild.
It is wild. That's why we're kind of talking about stats and just everything overall. I don't know. Simp clears everybody in my mind, just due to their strength of schedule and what he has had to do. But yeah, it's on everybody else. With the Aluka signing as a substitute, the pressure is on.
And I think early on here, we were worried with this team, like, Simp's going to need some help. That's the feeling so far, right? Like, even with him being a monster, he's, with his schedule, he's just shy of like a 1-3 overall. Like, he's been nuts, but do you need an Aluka to come in? Or does he light the fire under some of the other guys to step it up? Because as much as we're looking at draws, he does. Luke can run both weapons. It could be anybody.
Yeah,
really,
it could be
depending
anybody.
how stuff goes.
But yeah, that was just sort of the discussion around FaZe was just, yeah, in terms of going up against the best of the best. Is someone like L4 or Draza going to step up?
Yeah.
You need that consistency out of a Booza. So far in the hardpoint, it hasn't been great, but fact is they're 2-1 with that strength of schedule.
True, but we'll see if they can stay on top when it comes to Search and Destroy. It's going to be an interesting matchup in this particular series, but we were just touching, well, Ant was just touching on the breakoffs for Optic, their advantage in the opening P1, what they've been able to do. So far, so good.
Yeah, well, Shotzi got the FBC, so something changed over the last hour. Not exactly sure.
Okay.
But all right, yeah, again, another very strong breakoff here for Optic. Everybody's finding kills. Mercury's on 3 in a row. Hook locking down Deli plus rotation towards P2. Well, Dave was talked about it. Well, we see it again.
Yep, great start, but a big wave of kills there. It's going to be 4 dead. As FaZe will clear the map, get mid-map control, and now have a nice little cushion here to set up for the P2. But these opening fights going to be big. So far, going the way of FaZe as they look to lock it down. 2 more players through Optic through mid-map as they're getting shut down. So this is FaZe's chance to answer, doing a solid job here.
Yeah, I mean, Draza picks up the wide pinch. That was Shotzi trying to take your route. So you now know where where Optic is pushing from. So you can get into your strong setup. Don't lose some early deaths. And you just see the top right. I mean, we are at, what, 9 kills in a row here for FaZe. They've answered that strong start for Optic.
Well, I thought was interesting is when Ant was talking about the hardpoint struggles for Optic, kind of not reading a couple spawns, like spawn outs, stuff like that. That's exactly what's been for FaZe. Honestly, like if you go back and watch it, there's these little moments where they don't read a spawn and things fall apart. So both teams, honestly, some very similar weaknesses when it comes to hardpoint, but the type of stuff that you imagine they can iron out.
And well, Draza just trying to get into his bag, right? Pressure on potentially 6 in a row. Loves playing Optic.
How do you feel about that? Because Draws, we've always known, we've never really wondered about his like work ethic or anything because he's always been a grinder, right? Like came here from Alaska, wanted it more than other people. That's been something we've said for him. But maybe, you know, it's been years. Maybe a kick in the ass isn't the worst thing with somebody kind of lurking in the shadows behind you.
It's human nature, right?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it for a lot of these teams, sort of picking up subs and just saying, like, I mean, it happens. We're professional sports, right?
Yeah.
You know the young guys are there, so I am a fan of it.
Yeah, we'll see if it just leads to a better Draza. So far, so good as he's 10-4. The CEO frying early on after the great start from Optic. It has been all FaZe Vegas. They've chained together 2 and 3. Draza's holding it down. Trophy out for coverage. Pistol in for damage. Good help from Abuza as they continue to find the time. But Hook's double. Maybe finding some life towards the point, but Sip is still here.
Yeah, we're still seeing like 3, M15s, especially on a map like Scar. We've seen it from 04. We see it there from Hook. Trades back and forth. Optic wants some forward pressure. But you can see the spawns are there, and then Abuza cutting down middle of the map. We talked about sort of the strong AR duo on Optic's side, but look at this. A 25-11 start here from Draza and
He's
Abuza.
gonna abuse you. Kind of worked, honestly. Kind of worked in that sequence, but yeah, the point's still flowing. Draza is still flowing. I mean, it has honestly been the simp show in the respawns for them, and that's not what it is right now. And what do you know? They're up 60. You want to see the other guys step it up, and they are doing that. As far as the struggles, like Shotzi, really the hard point has been, he has like a 1.4 in overload, but a 0.7-ish when it comes to the hard point. The struggles still continue. He's 5-12 right now. Not seeming to click yet, but still a lot of map to go. FaZe started down, now up. Looking to run away with this thing. Let's go to a listen in with FaZe Vegas.
Good time. Yeah, you good. He reach out, he's front middle. Keep fucking front middle. Yeah. Nice. I'm going left. Heading left. Yo, white ball, to the left, white ball. White ball, box. Dead. White ball. Weak white ball to the right. You're better. Two. One take it. I have time. I help you one. Give me time. Top green. I got Nate. Yo, he's playing somewhere. It's top green. Got it. Play something. 10 pallets. Pallets and top green.
He saw me playing.
Hey, we're getting middle left. Nate time. Counter me. Low right.
I'm sending me.
Pallets. Shit on. Nice. Low P3. Top green on time. Yeah. Merch here. Nice job. One shot. Window. Shit on. Play time. Back up. Better. Top green. What's this one? I'm out right. I got it. I'm left. On time. I'm challenged. I'll be top green. Brandon. I'm one shot.
One is that 200.
Fuck yes. Alright.
Easy back green. Yeah. They were left on each one, okay?
Yeah.
There's one there back, run the rest up back. Nice.
White wall time, I think. White wall time.
Weak. I think twice again. He's running dead.
Hey, nice. White wall. One time. Hey,
Optic, we're down 60 before the listen in, now down 30, mounting the comeback. Let's hear the comps from Optic Texas.
You stop.
Yeah.
I stunned 2 at a time.
I'm on a pinch. I'm on left side. One shot. One still shot. Nice. Three. Shot. Really. They're gonna be on me now.
Maybe they spawned.
For set.
Be cut.
One shot blue, one shot that.
They got splits. He cut a bullet. Oh, for it.
One against that.
I spawn green. Blue. I spawn blue. Yeah,
splits.
blue. 04 on time.
Oh, 04 is one shot. One is with steps too.
Blue's is one shot. Blue's is on. That's low search.
One shot 04 on time. One shot 04 on time.
He's low time, Abuza.
Stay close.
Still shot, he's just holding.
Blue's top right. One top dark and one guy's low left.
Better just bang front together.
Yep.
There's a guy shot. He's playing. You white wall me. I'll bullet white wall.
Okay, dark. Top dark. Dead.
Is it?
Be close, right? He's pinching blue.
One guy's pitching blue. 04.
There. Still there.
Bullet. Not on top.
Top. Not weak.
Top one shot. I have no ammo. Nice.
They're gonna keep flooding. They're gonna keep flooding.
Yeah, play new. We're good.
They're gonna be shopping gens already.
Shot a bullet.
Top dead. Gens dead.
Nice.
Definitely new. One's definitely new. I still on our side new.
I don't think the listen-ins could have been more different. Like, FaZe was turned, Optic are chilling.
Yeah, I mean, they're just relaxing. You hear like Mercury's, all right, let's just rotate.
Yeah. I love it though. Like, I'm always a fan of like the calmer comes. I mean, I know they're losing right now, and maybe as a fan you want more energy, but like, I liked it.
Maybe you just want some more voices here and there.
Yeah.
Getting on the same page, but they're on the same page. Listen, when they're winning and it sounds like that, it's beautiful.
Yes.
It really is. But yeah, it is just the intensity from FaZe from the get-go has been here. And well, 29-19 from Draza.
I think that's what made it so weird, is coming out of FaZe into that. I was like, what the hell? It sounded
They're playing
crazy.
2 different games.
No, I know, exactly. Back within 60 or so, but they haven't been able to get over this comeback, over this hump. They've mounted the comeback a bit, but never really been able to close it. 04, Draza, Abuza, everyone putting in. I mean, honestly, with the lead and some negatives, like, okay, great, all right. He's like, fine, I don't have that double 1-3 and a hard point. They were losing those hard points, so this much more of a team effort. He's leading the way in time. They've got a nice advantage, and maybe this is where the comeback starts.
No, this
is
is
not initiative. Your Optic Texas, here we go.
Yeah, this is the chance. You talk about 2 different playstyles. I mean, Shotzi's running around Scar with an NPC. He's had a couple of streaks, but really, you've seen it from his POV. Some of the gunfights have been so tough. But that was your chance if you were Optic. You had an early rotation towards his B4. Money Hill, but instead, Draza just walks on through, hip fires too, and he's in his
Exactly. This is where the NPC would be disgusting, but Draza's getting it done. Hip fire his AO.
Shot to his middle deli, right? He wasn't inside the hill.
Game.
So ends up just getting drawn, but that was your chance to get back to the game if you were
Em
Optic.
geral, né?
Well, FaZe have not been able to win hard points at all. We've thought, if there's improvements there, they're going to be disgusting. Draza is awoken, 35-21, 5 straight for him. Listen, I don't want to put it all in the Luka pickup, but it may have lit a fire.
No, it's hard not to.
Yeah,
it really is hard not to. And obviously, again, this is an emotional matchup anyways, right? Optic versus FaZe, but
some extra.
With everything that sort of happened, he knows. He is in the sort of the crosshair. So eyes on him so far. So good. Optic still fighting though in this map 1.
Abuza gets a double though, trying to get some pressure towards the point. We'll see if his kills will set him up. The back spawn is still there for Optic. They're gonna have to go crazy here. We've had so many nutty comebacks. I feel like they're already in hardpoint in this title. You can't count them out yet. Nice little sequence there. You got NPCs, 2 of them out for the Optic squad as they're able to lay waste to that front line of FaZe. So far, so
Um
good for this time.
momento,
They get the rest of this one.
2026, Super
Back
Football
within 40,
Simulator.
still work to do.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of this hill,
You
right? I
fly
mean, they just want to flood
simulator.
on through, control top green, and the gunfights around the hill.
And then fly
That's where you're going to have the
simulator.
advantage with the
Estamos
NPC. So you had like 5 or 6 in a
2026
row
ainda.
from the SMGs, but you're not panicking yet if you are FaZe.
Claro.
You find a couple of kills with
Só
Daxi
que
going to
alguns
respond.
deles já
Some
saíram em
scrap time going the way of
2027.
Simp. But now, they have everyone off spawn for FaZe.
Igual que
and
vários
a little
jogos
bit
que eu vou
late on
trazer no
this
canal de
rotation.
séries.
Here we go. Some big gun
Preventivo vai ser esse ano.
Popping into the point though is going to be
Depois
FaZe first.
do
Every
Toxic
second
Life
counts. Another
Simulator.
multi-kill for Draws. The Dravic going to win that fight as 0-4 will put Mercules down. 13 points for the W. FaZe looking to close it out. Another win at mid for Abuza. Draza winning his ones.
Abuza,
Finally going to drop. He's up to
abusando.
42 and 26. Last ditch effort now for Optic Texas. They try to break in. Just trying to contest. Extend this as much as they can.
And as much as we're talking about him, right behind him is Abuza. I mean, this AR duo is 80 plus right now. Still not like the biggest blowout, but there we go. FaZe gonna take map 1. And I mean, you had the nice break from Optic, but then after that, it was all FaZe.
I mean, the AR duo has been their biggest weakness, I think, for this FaZe team. When is their biggest strength? That's what it looks
Abusador
like.
e abusador.
Real result. Simp has a human map. He's like, all right, boys. You saw he was ecstatic afterwards. He fired up. He's like, that's what I want. I want to see these guys firing the teammates. Stepping up in a big way. New look Draws. Listen, it's one map, but I guess you and I, like, dude, just on the car right over here, just talked a lot about Luca and
Ó, o controle que fez nesse
Draws is,
controle,
we
galera.
know him as a human, as a player in his career, and like what this might do. And we weren't really
Lembrando
sure
todos.
how much impact it would have.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
far it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, Draza was just a guy who never really got outworked. That was
Todos os eventos deles eu vou estar cobrindo aqui no canal, hein?
Everybody's human.
Yeah.
He's been playing for a long time.
He's got a kid now. Yeah, life's different, right?
Like, yeah, so there's a lot of things
Amanhã,
that go on, but the fact is FaZe are saying
26 deve estar saindo capítulo 3.
pick up a Lucha, but Draza with a great map, Abuza with a great map in FaZe. We talked about sort of their slow starts, 0-3 in map 1s coming into this, but a statement here.
4,500 damage, 43 kills. Big Draws going huge in the map 1. The hard points, I think, were one of the biggest focal points of this matchup, just because that's been the pain
bom que eu vou
point
estar com a
for these two
Parte
teams.
1
But I think what I'm most excited to see is
saindo
between the two teams.
Yeah, what 4-1 on
antes
one
do
side,
próxima
3-0
rodada.
on the other, undefeated if you're Optic.
Então teremos
So
a
these
Parte
searches
1
should
aqui
be
no
every
canal.
time.
Well, we'll look at some of the highlights here from the map 1 is, I mean, honestly, you had that break-off segment that
Das 8 da noite.
you went up like 30-0. But after that, it was what, like 90 straight points or whatever it was for FaZe. Like,
8 da manhã
they were
seria
able to chain
o
2 and
primeiro.
3 together nicely. They mounted up a bit of a lead, and like, what, at some point in the mid game, I think when we went to the first listen in, Optic really chipped away at it, got it within what, about 20-30 points. That's the closest they got.
Yeah, and you've had a couple of these styles where just different play styles, what guns you want to use on certain hills. We saw it here again. It almost reminded me of like the kickoff tournament when we saw like GT run around with Drawbacks and they were kind of dominating. But here,
Na Parte West vai ser mais complicado porque
the NPCs, like there were some moments where it worked, but then you just saw like
mas vai
3
ser
or
legal
4
para
M15s in the feed
no
for
canal
FaZe.
I'm just surprised. It's
de volta, mas agora
Surprising.
sim
Even
o
right when you
dia
saw you were
inteiro,
gonna
né?
Yeah, no, I was. So maybe it was just something that worked in scrims, but
100%.
didn't work in this map.
Might be. There might be adjustments on the Optic side for that going forward. Or it might just be a matchup thing between this particular team and all the ARs they wanted to run. But solid result for FaZe. The hard point woes
Esse ano
for Optic
2026
continue.
teremos ambos em
FaZe,
sequência
the only hard point win was
e ao mesmo tempo. Como assim?
This is what's bad for Optic.
A
It was the
Parte West
Colossus win over Koi. They
2026 vai ser
like it was an absolute blowout.
o
And
Day
that's
One
not 4, that's FaZe's
junto
pick.
com os outros,
FaZe, I know,
com
won
os
the wild
eventos
card. I know
em
it's a great map for
paralelo.
them in scrims and stuff. That just gets banned by Optic. I think their second go-to is apparently going to be Colossus, and we just saw it the one time, but they look good.
Optic haven't played it yet, so we'll see how they look in that if we get to the map 4. But yeah, you're gonna have Colossus here in the map number 2. But yeah, just talk about those vetoes. I think probably the one thing though for Optic, and if you're an Optic fan, I think they clear this everybody
Outro
on Dead
ponto que eu quero
Overload and
mencionar a
you get that map 3.
vocês.
But yeah, this is just where this gets tricky, and it plays to FaZe's favor now because of the type of team they are with their coaching staff and stuff. They've always been a team B when it comes to the ban and picks and stuff. And like, so basically what, like they went out the car point. This is now their search and destroy. They pick the map 3. I think you're still favoring Optic, but they pick the map 3 like these next couple of maps, and then it's their map 4. So winning the map 1 on your TB is huge. It is. It always has been. FaZe have always done it that way. Still winnable series for Optic, but definitely that's a nice steal from FaZe to start.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're perfect 7-0 if you're Optic in 2-3-5. So no worries whatsoever. You're cool, calm, collected, just like those comms were in map 1.
I couldn't tell. Like we were sitting there listening. I'm like, I don't know if it's just because I usually really like the calmer comms. Like I said, like when they brought Mercules in, it was a listen on like Hacienda. I was like, holy shit, this is great. It was so good. Just good little small talk. No like extra over talking, not just calling dead constantly or one shot. It was really good. It's just crazy how different it sounds when you're like winning versus when you're losing and coming out of FaZe's crazy one.
Nós estamos gravando aqui no canal.
What am I listening to?
The complete total opposite. Total opposite.
Já gravei o amistoso de hoje em dia, né?
Yeah, if they were like winning, it wouldn't have sounded weird to me. And if it wasn't right after the FaZe, maybe it wouldn't have sounded weird. But in that moment, I was like, what the hell?
I just think in general you want cool, calm, collected, or at least I always have. But normally you want a couple of voices.
Well, it depends on the players, but yeah, I know you were
Vou
someone.
gravar
Like that, I'm gonna punch you in the
amanhã
face.
Yeah, pretty
e
much.
passado.
You know, you probably just want a couple more voices, a little bit more back and forth, but should have just been, you know, when we jumped into that listening.
Yeah, might have been. Now two incredible teams in search and destroy face off on Colossus. This will be FaZe's pick.
Só amanhã só.
Offense for Optic to open things up
E
as they're
passado.
working towards Statue and trying to find an opening. FaZe playing deep for the most part. Ford is kind of shouldering for info there, and while he's gonna make some nice shots, it'll back up Hook because he was a bullet. Abuza finds the blood. Shotzzy weak and doesn't want to take that fight, but a flurry of trades go down after that, and we find ourselves into a 2-on-2 quickly. Bomb is going to be down out towards B. Two players here. Hook's got to try and get one or get away with his life. That is incredible out of Hook.
Now you just buy time for Shotzzy. Yeah, that's all you're doing. Just he ends up going down. Shotzzy doesn't see him, though.
Outro ponto, galera, eu quero mencionar também que vocês vão ter que votar, né?
Did he get one in that first try? I think he did. I think he ended up with 3 in the
Lembrando
round.
que aqui teremos uma enquete, em breve vou estar trazendo para vocês sorteio de $50. Vai acontecer, teremos que bater as 4.000 horas, né? Se não bater as 4.000 horas,
Does that FaZe player and Hook's still able to win that gunfight?
eu vou fazer quando bater as 4.000 horas, eu vou estar batendo vídeo aqui
I think that FaZe player is probably like, oh, well, Shotzzy's going to be near him. I'm going to get double child. So he tries to back away.
Yeah.
Doesn't go for the sort of solo one-on-one.
Mas
Would have probably played that a little bit differently if he knew where Shotzzy's position was.
Well, nice 3 versus 4
eu
round
vou
win
deixar
for
o
Optic.
comentário naquele
Hook
vídeo
gets
lá por
3,
mais
loses
mês.
blood.
Depois de mês
Doesn't result in anything. Now we go to
uns
the snip
quebradinhos.
snap. Dashy's got the big stick out. As Draza and Abuza starting to work towards him. 4 basically doing the same thing on both sides. He's going to be shouldering mid for info. But they're grouping up now. Here we go.
I say no trophies early. Well, you're just going to throw a smoke is 04. And well, you're going to start that, but that is not going to work out well whatsoever. All 3 FaZe players just get cut down. Then it's a 1v4. And that's, yeah, I mean,
Em live vai ser
We've
complicado,
seen it on every map. Like
mas
players, you're hoping to almost like one-way people get to the edge of the smoke and catch him. Like he just got fried before he got
well,
to.
Say, the smoke didn't bloom all the way.
Yeah,
he has to wait for that to
vamos
bloom
fazer
a little bit. He's running through it before
no
it even
modo
pops.
Yeah. So he got cut down before he had a chance.
Yeah, watch. I mean, you're gonna see it just bloomed right away.
We've seen a lot of people make plays through smokes. That was not an example
só
of it.
funcionar.
Yeah, and I think he was even like a step ahead, maybe
Haverá
one step
nesse
ahead of his
momento, quando
teammates.
bater as 4.000 horas. Não vou fazer sorteio se não bater as
That was
4.000 horas. Só se bater as 4.000 horas. Essa é a regra.
3. Then what the opening round for Hook. Now 3 for Shotzzy in that one as they shut down that smoke push. Defense
Tivemos 500 views em 48 horas. Eu acho que para o nível do canal devia ser muito mais.
But no trophies early, and well, Draza is going to have to back all the way down. Now you're waiting for a little bit of help, and you're going to get it.
Se bater 2.000 views cada 48 horas, estamos bem.
He's waiting for his teammates. As soon as they start, you're going to see number 5 start to fly. There he is. Hello, Dashy finds one. Keeps the numbers here for FaZe.
Nice patience here out of Simp, but he's going to get caught. Lurks too long. Hook will find him to a 2 versus 2.
Paz com esse menino que vai entrar aqui no canal. E o 26 também. Voltará. Sim, voltará por causa que podemos fazer
Abuza versus
Vai dar tempo
Hook spotted
de
and
gravar
gets
outros
dropped. Yeah, I
eventos.
think he had the info, but Abuza's
Então,
got the angle.
vamos estar
Well, he's just
fazendo a
maybe he's gonna
parte
wrap all the way through or
2025
catches him sprinting
Então,
instead. Boozy just hits a bit of
vai
a
ganhar 4
slide
dias
backwards. Maybe it's a comm from a teammate or like a,
para o
you
nosso
see the
evento
kill
aqui,
cam, like, yo,
top
he's
do
running
time.
towards you, but just backs up, knows
A
he has
semana
the sub,
5, né,
plays
que
his
vai
distance
chegar
with
em
the
breve.
M15. Much needed around there for FaZe.
Yeah,
Então
so it
temos
seemed like
que
teammate comm or something.
vir a tempo.
But yeah, that would have been, you throwing away round.
Semana
Not throwing
5
away
e
exactly,
semana
but
6.
you have numbers and you lose a round.
Yeah, it almost
tough
happened.
again
But
for
yeah, it looks
FaZe.
like I don't know. We're really challenging things together. There's a lot of separate gunfights there for
Os
FaZe, but
eventos de
still able
México
to
eu não
clutch it out.
cubro.
And there hasn't been a lot of that.
Tem
There's
gente de México que eu não cubro.
It has been efficient. I mean, their one loss was what the
Comparado
Thieves won,
com a
6-4, and that was a great surge.
Activision Blizzard. O Wizard é meio cuzona.
Shotzzy now lurk in the position we saw Simp do in the last round. Dashy's got to be careful. Trophy saves him. Dashy gets out. You see the kind of hit marker trophy from Draz's POV.
Well, no trophy down, so stun's gonna go out. Bomb is gonna be planted. Well, who's gonna find one? What is the trade? You're also gonna get the help from Hercules through tunnel side. Optics all over this.
Before by himself now. 38 HP. Not a lot he can do. They're just gonna send it out.
He's a magician right now. A little nervous.
Yeah, well, I thought he was gonna get those first two that push clean.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up, we're just gonna have a one-on-one.
And I was
with
gonna
the smoke, he's gonna have time to reload.
I was like, yeah, the smoke helps you, but maybe not in the tunnel. But yeah, it ends up helping him.
And honestly, if he finishes the first or second, he wasn't panicked about someone maybe being on
Mas
bomb.
se tiver.
You can see he was flying out,
Se
worried
aquele
somebody was
evento
on
da
him, but he was
Wizard
good.
que cobri não deu problema.
Well,
Mas o
almost became
torneio
the
é
same.
outra coisa.
Almost, but honestly, it's all about the util. Just straight utility, the trophy on point there for Optic, and then just as soon as their stun and nades connect, they fly. That's all
Evento
who's getting that
de
first blood.
cartas,
Starting the domino
do
effect there for Optic.
Homem-Aranha é uma coisa. E o
3-1 for Optic, back to offense now.
O
Different
outro
defensive look for
é
FaZe. They've got 3 playing outer B in front of the snipe from Abuza.
bater
His snipe
torneio,
gives a
cobrir
clearance in the lane.
torneio.
That's going to be room for the other two to
Estamos
push
com
on
3
forward. It's
dias
going to lead to
também.
a first blood.
E são
And trying to mid-round
11
this world
horas de
has had this advantage, but you're gonna run together now as a unit. You know Abuza has this
Problema
so he's
que a
locked on the
Wizard-
B
We've
lane,
seen a
the
lot of that,
other
like
three.
show snipe, hide your players,
Yep.
back someone down, they go. We've seen that on several maps, but it really works here on the outer side.
Draz is gonna find another one, so 2 versus 3. Both these players just trying to find pace. Now all of FaZe gonna fly forward.
Hercules had some incredible clutches. A couple 1v2s versus G2. They got him a search win. Looking to be the clutch god again here, but Bomb down over towards A. He's got to go through Simpa for Andraza, and they're hunting as a wolf pack currently. 30 seconds to work with. We'll see if he can muster some magic.
Yeah, map like Colossus, you're just gonna run around like this is Jetpack God.
Amanhã termina a semana 3.
Use your numbers. FaZe with another W.
They're climbing back into it now. And
Estamos gravando isso aqui
they're
no
probably thinking let's
dia.
made a couple of winnable rounds. Especially that round 1 they probably should have taken if not for the playmaking from Hook.
Hey, you see what they want to do, right? It's all really been about tunnel control for them. Especially on defense these last few rounds, but this time they do it behind the sniper, so they switch things up, allow
O problema é o
Simp and
tempo, que
L4 to get
eu
tunnel
quase não
side.
tenho tempo.
Well, it's
Before
like
he's able to find that first
it's
blood.
like tunnel or top mid. Like when the fighting goes down, like the player with the instant trades typically flying from there, right?
Yep.
Tunnel or top mid. It's been Hook. It's been Simp.
Eu gravar o terceiro dia.
It's like that help's coming.
Eu vou estar com
It's
esse
the quick help spot.
esse
But
evento já quase saindo.
looks like Abuza will be probably
Tem
sniping out
3
towards
dias
B
só de
by
antecipação.
himself, and the other 3. I thought we're going to fast hit towards A for a second, but looks like just exhausted some utility, not chilling. It's not going to be sniped. It's going to be AR out, and they get aggressive here. He catches one. That I don't know if he needs to
Mas
do
lembrando
that.
todos,
Well,
o
he maybe
importante
thinks
é
it's
que
just huge, right? He's trying to get the second, but
Tem
04's
quase
gonna
em
follow this
sequência
up, and you just
todos
get
os
around the
todos os
corner.
eventos.
So yeah, bit of an overstep there from Abuza after that first blood into a 3 versus 3. Sim's gonna find Dashy, smoke going down from 04, and it's all about the finesse in FaZe. They're gonna rebound.
Okay, they rebound there. That's just one of the. I know you instantly are frustrated the second you see that type of play from Abuza. Like you got your one, you did the hard work. You don't need to jump out and overchow there. And 04 was coming through tunnel. I think to help or wherever he
Outro
came to
ponto que eu
support.
quero
But
mencionar aqui
the
também.
timing just a little bit
Well,
off.
he just had those few
Não é
bullets in the hook, so he was like, I'm
só
gonna get this kill.
Yeah.
Just doesn't happen. Gets baited into it, but it doesn't matter. His teammates have his back.
It's true.
Jogos
It's easy for us to say,
simuladores.
you know,
Temos
yeah,
Resident
three-man
Evil,
push, right?
que vai sair logo depois
This has been cleaner these last couple of rounds. Just the way they're taking these fights,
do
phase.
Taxi Live Simulator.
But it's been a lot behind Abuza locking down the B side. Just allowing the subs to work together. That's 6 in a row for Simp and 04.
You see just all the utility tossed towards Statue. Dashi trying to get a peek with the snipe. They want to go again. Abuza draws it, able to come away with kills. Simp wins a wild one. Hook for the clutch again. This will be a fast one. They've got his position. He is dropped. FaZe sent it, and that's now what? 3 in a row, 4 in a row?
Yeah, 3, 4 in a row there for FaZe. They're laughing, having a good time. But again, just instant mid pressure from FaZe. I mean, they hear the snipe, and they're sort of just like, all right, let's hit the go button. Well, it's behind the 2 subs. I mean, Shotzi did end up getting 1. But then you just had numbers right around Statue did FaZe, and they're able to win it out.
It was about 7 seconds from when the first shot was fired to the end of the round. That's just one of those mixy ones that'll happen on a map like Colossus. But yeah, it's similar to the play they tried to make behind the smoke several rounds ago that fell apart. This time it works out. The streak for Simp continues. He's on 5 straight. He's real close to earning a Hellstorm, if that even matters. Could come into play if he's able to earn it. The aggressive offense didn't work, or defense didn't work out for Optic last time. This time, it's kind of more standard.
In their default.
Yep.
It's all about info. Shotzi's the one guy, but you're gonna have a little bit of help from Hooch. Almost gets picked.
Well, that's where the Omni movement.
Yeah.
No Omni movement, you probably get picked. Whoa.
Yeah, well, Abuza probably gets picked there as well. A little back and forth between both of these teams, and Abuza's gonna find first blood.
Can't Omni your way out of that one. Abuza puts him down. Another first blood. Force some damage in. He'll stay up. Spots Dashi towards the back, and that'll be the plant in. Numbers to FaZe again. And they'll increase. Simp, he earns the streak. He's 8 and 4. Slow start in this series, but coming alive in the big moments here in the map too.
Yeah, just the emphasis that FaZe have had, I think is the difference on tunnel. Just tunnel control, really offense and defensive side. It just feels like, all right, there's so much pressure, so much attention to top mid in every single, game mode, hardpoint search, but really what they've been doing is making sure they have tunnel control, starting their fights from there.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to make a quick play or change sides, we can get tunnel. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and when you're in your default the way Opti is, it's hard to get info onto that.
Yeah.
You don't really have it. You're not going to overpeak in case Abuza has a
A meta
sniping side.
mascom
So you don't really know where the push is coming from. So you're waiting on a deep shoulder.
Yeah, so what are the adjustments that Optic can try to make?
Yeah, I mean, that's when, you just try to switch it up and get aggressive. But the last time they did that B side, they ended up getting caught.
Yep. FaZe looking for the round for the 2-0 edge. See if they can get it done on defense. You still have that streak on Simp. Here's the aggressive play you were talking about.
Nice. Simp's not going to slide out, though.
So does he realize there's one close? He's going to have that info in a second. Oh, his teammate, unfortunately, gets the info. 4 comes in to help. Doesn't know a second player is there. He's going to drop. Simp, though, great shots to finish off 1. Up to 8 now in a row. Double digits for him. 3 versus 3. Draws is trying to get away with his life, and will be able to do just that. Bomb site control over towards A is good, but they're clearing for info before they work the plant. And for FaZe, you're just rapping, and you got info on 1.
Yeah, he ends up getting a gunfight. I thought he was just going to run into top, middle, and play the 3-on-3. Ends up getting a pick instead that allows Dashi to get into his spot. Beautiful stuff there from Mercules, just the small details buttoned up.
It's funny because we watched Simp leave the guy. He saw it and just kept going, and then Draws just gets slammed right after. I thought, the calls just push through, leave him. Not going to be the call. Boo's able to take down 1 in the 1 versus 3. That's all he'll find. Optic staying alive in this map too. They've got to clutch up big time. A couple more rounds.
Well, that round they just take top mid control. The call is pull out the NPC and Shotzi take a couple of gunfights, and he does just that. Not on the Simp, but I think on 04 when he's able to get some help. So that gives them map control, and then you try to work that flank, but heads up play from Hercules.
Yeah, no, and it's probably tough for 04 because I'm sure Simp's coming like, hey, he's at the back right heady, like I have him pinned there. No idea that a second player. So if
he jumps up, and even with Shotzi that close, you're gonna lose that jump.
Oh yeah, no, he hops up and is like, all right, well, I just got clotheslined. I was even thinking about a guy there. He's dead before he finishes mantling.
Yeah.
Did we go to round 11 or does it end here? Abuza still snipe in hand. He's been efficient with it. We'll hop to Draws because he's a low man on the other side, and it looks like Opti was getting aggressive for a second. Draws will get that info now.
Deixa eu ver aqui.
Here's the streak. Gonna try and clear out towards B. That's why they're working B. They can use the streak to clear and get the plant in. So it's going to be pressure now on a 4 versus 4 retake. Unless this wraps in, it does wrap in and find the kill. So your clutch god and Mercules is out of it. 4v3 advantage and bomb planted for FaZe now. And look at the mini-map. You've just got them pinned in. I mean, FaZe are pretty spread, but you got a lot of position.
Yeah, that's
info.
just it. The only worry is like these two players need to, play their life. A Simp almost gets caught after the streak, but he gets the help from Abuza. 04 finds the last. It is all down to Hook. Simp with the Hellstorm. Looking to win the game, but hold on. Hook trying to do what he can. FaZe up 2-0.
Yeah, Hook had that clutch in round 1. Maybe coming away with another one. That would have been insanity out of him, but not able to do it. And I mean, what? You go up 3-0, was it to start?
Yeah, 3-0.
You go up 3-0. You're feeling good. It seemed like FaZe were a little discombobulated. You said they weren't really...
They were just a step or two off.
Yeah, timings were a little bit off. The trade wasn't there when you expected it to be, but things started to click. The adjustments were made for FaZe. And then, like you said, tunnel control was everything, and Optic struggled to deal with it.
No, they really did. I mean, props to FaZe. That's how they want to play this map. You should just kind of see the execution right from the get-go. But even just how quick they were with the, I don't know, the info they had. As soon as you see Dashy with a sniper B side on attack, we're going to push this right away. It was great strats from them, and well, Simp back to doing what he does, dude. Double digits.
But 04, 1300 damage for 6. I mean, he's
got 5 assists.
Yeah, but him and Simp were combining for some kills there. Yeah, no, Simp had a very pedestrian map 1, like lowest damage on the team, went like -8 or whatever. But well, you know, he's a double-digit machine when it comes to search and destroy, and has an excellent map there. He's like, boys, all right, you got me in the respawn, I got you in the search.
But I think, I mean, honestly, that 04 stat line with those 5 assists just shows how well they started to work together deeper into that map.
No, 100%. Yeah, but the team shots weren't there. It seemed like they absolutely were. Now, I mean, the one good thing for Optic is you get to your maybe strongest map and mode, your strongest mode for sure. They've been lights out in Overload. I
don't know if anyone's been like club baby pairs.
And there's probably, you don't think much probably changed over the break.
I mean, yeah, you're trying to button things up. You're watching these VODs, seeing what Optic is doing and trying to mimic that.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe some big FaZe improvements then. We'll find out if that'll be the case. They look to close it out 3-0. For Optic, you try to bounce back, reverse sweep. It's still in the cards. We're going to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with map 3.
Yeah. É, galera, semana vai ser rachando. Vai ser longa a semana, vai ser longa, hein? E nós já temos o Call of Duty, a Páscoa. E também em breve também. Vamos ver no que dá, né?
Oh, great. This again. Oh, they're gonna dig this.
Lembrando a todos vocês, lembrem do like, comentário e compartilhar o vídeo. Se você no canal, lembrando, seu like é mais que um peixe maroto. E lembrando, a minha intenção é trazer 3 eventos de Call of Duty. Já estou o código inteiro em uma única semana.
Why are they showing that clip? Why are
Vamos ver
they
no que dá aqui, né?
this, man?
Vamos gravar primeiro
Why are
aqui
they showing our
o...
worst moments?
A few moments later.
Because I appreciated the 30 people in there watching.
Minha intenção
Do they keep showing it? They added it to the
tivesse
montage.
todos
They added it to the montage.
os episódios, né, do jogo lá, do simulador, Taxi Life Simulator. Eu botaria no lugar do COD, né? Só pra testar, né? Como eu iria. Mas como não está ainda, e esse horário é só de evento, né? Não quero complicar minha vida, não. Minha ideia é ter um horário só de evento, uma hora só de futebol. Não. Todos os 3 horários são para... A primeira hora é focada só no modo história, no modo campanha. Segundo horário, ou é de evento ou é de futebol. Não importa o que tiver aí. Mas vai passar de 1h30.
Grab yourself the CDL operator by scanning the QR code on screen or check it out in the Call of Duty store in-game now. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
O terceiro horário vai ser focado só em eventos longos, como o COD, por exemplo.
Zoom is fired up. The FaZe boys are fired up. Yeah, no, listen, you heard the listen-in. They came with the passion for this. I don't know that having comms like that is necessary all the time. Sometimes for an online match, like, you know, the repetition of it, the wherever it on the
Tem dia que não vai ter COD,
can help. It seemed to help them in map 1.
No, I mean, yeah, energy.
porque estamos preparando e temos futebol nesse horário também.
It depends on the team for sure, but for those guys, and again, just all the storylines coming into this, it's what they wanted to see.
All right, now sell me on how Optic do the reverse sweep here.
I mean, they're the best overload team in the game, so it starts here in map number 1. I think there's no doubt about it. Like, again, they're gonna figure out hardpoint at some point.
How do you sell me on Colossus when they haven't played it yet and FaZe beat the shit out of Toronto?
I mean, I don't know. We can see Draza no 4 go double night.
There you go. Okay.
They can have a map.
I was wondering what you're gonna come up with for that one.
You could probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
We'll probably see a lot of ass whoopings on Blackheart and Colossus throughout the year. It's just gonna happen. But maybe it ends right here. Maybe we won't see it today.
This is the one that you probably, when you looked at the series.
Outro ponto que eu quero mencionar aqui também para vocês.
I don't know. I literally, since like the first week when they were streaming scrims, they just looked so
Quando
good
terminar
on Den. Like
o
everything.
torneio de
I think
COD,
a big part of that is due to
não termina.
Really a map like this, it feels like he has the right
Teremos muitos eventos
go on long routes, just be so annoying to deal with. But yeah, can other teams catch up?
And that's what, yeah, maybe. I mean, you were focused on respawns in general.
3, 4 eventos do COD gravados já e não tiver espaço para um evento longo, não tem problema. Deixamos programado para sair na hora que estiver disponível.
Booza to help as well. Defense good so far. We'll see if they can turn this defense into some offense. They only lose 1 player. That's a nice backslide in second shot from Hercules, and that's what stops a counter type opportunity. That slows things down.
Well, and again, you had sort of ball moving, plus you had Shotzi on a pinch, right? He was winning some gunfights, and while he's going on it again, that number 2 arrow, just pay attention to it. Just always finds the timings, and well, it can be so tough because now Optic's going to be right into an attacking push due to this route, and now he is pushed forward with the NPC. If he got across the hut, he probably doesn't die.
And that's what we're going to keep an eye on a lot. I mean, you called it before it happened. This is what Shotzi going to take these routes. He has been a thorn on the side of FaZe for the last 7 years because of routes like that. We're going to see if they're going to be able to pick them up better as we continue on.
Detalhe, galera, temos
FaZe to try to get forward. They got to go through the NPC here from Shotzi. He's able to take out one. He has traded out them, but
estamos ainda em janeiro.
Stalls out for a second while they wait for the players on spawn. Draza and Abuza try to get something done without their teammates. Draza is still lurking.
Ligado.
And we'll see if he can find the play. He's able to get another one. A big one-on-one going down towards the ball. Sip is able to take that. It's going to reset, though, back out to mid, so we'll start over.
Yeah, I think you take it if you're FaZe, right? Get it away from that side of the map. That's where Optic wants to take it. They want to attack the B. So
temos 1h10 já de live.
the guy the other side trying to take the route, but Dash able to pick it
Yeah,
up.
but
So you see all the
chegava
M15s in the
uma hora
field.
ainda.
They starting to connect. That's going to be a 3 dead, so another chance for Optic to have map control and start to rotate it. But as soon as I say that, it is a double from Obuza. And well, that was a chance for Shotzzy with the MPC.
Well, those multi-kills, so crucial in retaining control or stopping something from happening. Getting aggressive on one side will be Simp. He's going to win his fight onto Dashy, but they still need mid-map and objective control, and that's where Optic have locked it down. So Simp's going to have to track back, and he does that perfectly. He's able to get 2, so he wins it on one side, tracks back to help on the other. Now on a one-on-one with Dashy, Simp just gets 4 in a row. He's just frying basically everyone. He doesn't get the reload off in time, otherwise he might take out more. Does this set up a score? Still got to get through. Pistol only with ball in hand, not able to do it. Now it's just a Booza. It looks like the defense good enough, but that nearly was just a Simp takeover moment that led to a score.
Yeah, the problem is just like every fight was through the middle of the map, so you just spawn back lobby, right? Back Dojo does Optic, so I mean, you had to rotate it through red if you were phased, and that gave them enough time. You found the kills, but you will take this. Behind, though, is going to be Simp. And well, this is exactly where you would want EMP control. A chance to score here for FaZe.
Not able to stay up though as the point man, but 04 will trade it out. He's got to win the one-on-one. He's able to do it. Nice pickup from Abuza, but you lose the point man. That honestly, him having to turn there just delays it a bit. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought they lost 04 in front. They didn't. He's still up, so you still got a great chance here. Nice win from Dashy. Abuza able to trade it. Can't get through because of Shotzzy. Go back to get it, and now the first score is through. Simp, another multi there. He's 14-7. And honestly, since he's turned it on, their offense has turned on.
Well, I'm going to say just great defense early from FaZe, and now they've just had, yeah, they're finding all the kills. They've had EMP control, and they're going to get it. They're going to chain 2 together right off a spawn. As soon as it spawns top rooftops, they were already in the spot they needed to beat a score.
All right, Hoog maybe slows the bleeding for a second, gets a big multi-kill. Now this is your chance to answer if you're Optic Texas, but you got a streak 4-0-4.
If they were quick enough, though, this might not connect. Okay, well, Simp's going to hold the line. Simp is going to hold the line. He finds all 3. We talked about him getting 4. Now he gets a triple. And well, yeah, I mean, I guess you deal with the streak if you're Optic,
Who
but
needs
you
a
lose your
Hellstorm when you
chance.
have a Simp?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Up 2-0. 15 seconds plus OT time to try and get another score through. Simp just dancing. He's waiting on number 6, I believe, on 4 to maybe make a play, or Abuza to win a gunfight in front of him. Tries to stall out, but it's not going to happen. FaZe going to need some defense here, and well, it's Draza coming up with the defense. Able to get 2, and that will end the half. So yeah, some good defense turned into some great offense, and where we were talking about the routes from Shotzzy early, it became the Simp show in those positions.
No, he kept going for him. I mean, he was like a step away a couple of times from them turning into like Optic scores, but that is just props to sort of like the red zone defense from FaZe, and then yeah, just how efficient they were on the attack. Great job, but I mean, honestly, just all about the defense there, just early on, because that's what Optic's been so good at this entire year, just how efficient they have been as soon as they get map control.
Yeah, so it's like kind of the fight. Don't let them get map control.
Yeah.
Like, don't let them get EMP control. I mean, it's harder to, easier to say than do, but.
And just always be aware. All right, where you have to.
Então, na semana 3 e semana 5, na semana que estamos fazendo esse vídeo.
Whoever's last to spawn, pick up the pinch. This is exactly what they were doing.
Shotzzy has what, like a 1-4 in this mode. That's not going to be the case right now. He struggled in the map one minute.
Semana 3 inteira e a 4.
Turn it on now. He has one of the highest ceilings and honestly one of the lower floors when he's struggling, but it can go from floor to ceiling in what feels like an instant.
Well, it just feels like even though he has like a lower floor stats wise, it's just like sort of his presence. Like everyone has to always be worried about sort of the routes that he's taking.
Oh, I'm sure it's conversation. Don't let him beat us type thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But here's a chance. I mean, you're able to find 2 kills, and then right up the gut is Mercules. 2-1, game on here for Optic. And then they have roof control. As you can see, a couple of players from FaZe, they spawn over towards A.
First time they really get a good look at what they want. And can they turn it into more? Big one-on-one win there from Draws, so he can get back to try and cut it off defensively. That is massive from Draws. Had some help out, or sure, but he had to win a one-on-one really to pinch back. Otherwise, that's probably a second score for Optic Texas. So beautifully done. FaZe Vegas gonna try and now take this mid or to the bottom side of the map. They got some players to go through. Mercules is gonna be that player. Can he get 2? He's got help from Dashy. They're locking it down. But at least for now, I guess if you're phased, you got it out of that precarious position, but you're not out of harm's way yet.
And now Shotzi, there it is, right off the spawn. You see that number 2 starting to creep his way on up, and the last player has to pick it up, and 04 does it. Plus, you get all the kills if you are phased. Now, the one good thing for Optic is ball does reset. It resets and it spawns back over towards roof. I mean, this is kind of where you want it to be when you're on the Optic side. And Mercury's gonna find 2. Abuza's gonna lock it down, and we're gonna have a tie game.
Tie game at that spawn. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. There it is. 2-2. The kill comes in right after. But yeah, if that spawns anywhere else, you're probably in an okay position if you're phased, but it's spawning top. And that is, you did a lot of hard work to get it out of there, and then it just goes right back after the gunfights at mid. But now we head to where they want it. We go towards bottom, favor to phase here. When you talk about side you're trying to score from, they've given up 2. Shotzi is trying to maybe take a route. He's going to get back to help in time. They're going to need him to probably assist, or do they?
Well, Abuza is watching middle of the map, right? Again, someone's always been aware of it. Abuza was locked in down mid, making sure his teammates had the cut, but now he's going to help. The front line, Simp hits the pistol shot. Simp going to give them the lead.
This just might be where's the EMP spawning?
Oh, really? No, it honestly is. Yeah, both teams taking advantage. Yeah, where it's spawning.
Well, now this stretch, like mid to top, you feel like this is where Optic, they did really well in the first part of this second half. A chance to maybe do it again. You got to fix some things into your phase. I thought 04 might not walk away with any in an awkward situation. He does get 1. Again, Shotzi getting shut down as he tries to find an opening. I feel like Abuza has been that guy many times.
I think Shotzi won 1 gunfight, but yeah, he couldn't really do anything else after that. Optic, though, they're going to take EMP, try to rotate this dojo side, but
they're fine with him getting 1. Still let me get more.
Yeah, no, it's exactly that. And well, you had some
Here he goes again. Picked up again. It's Abuza.
Well, it's going to be all 4 dead. EMP now going to start to be working towards this low side. Raza does get across. Do they know that? I don't know if they do. He's going to be behind all 4 players here. And well, it doesn't really even matter. The nades are going to connect from 04 and Abuza. Draza gets the 4th. Well, phase up 2.
We're waiting for Draza's time to make the play, and suddenly the entire Optic team gets blown to bits. 4-2 phase, 90 seconds to go. This is where your comeback starts if you're Optic, though. You got the MP spawn where you want it, but you don't have it. Fade's just gonna take it and get it out of there, and I love that. Yeah, get it out of here. Get it as far as you can.
He's gonna cut it off. Yeah, that is the risk. That's the risk of it. You try to play possession, a little keep away, but Shotzi, he picked it up, and well, still a minute left.
This has just all been about EMP spawn. We head to the bottom side now and a chance for a quick counter here. Optic have got to rally back. They got to be fast.
Lembrando todos vocês, teremos todos os eventos possíveis. Todas as empresas tiverem eventos.
That's the quick counter score. This has been a wild and wacky map 3. But we're what 60 seconds from this being a 3-0 to phase, barring some crazy sequence here from Optic.
I mean, talk about a scoring show on the second half. Just both teams, yeah, as you said, playing off the EMP spawn and going quickly. 14 and 30 from Shotzi. It hasn't been the best map, but honestly, they're not out of this one quite yet. 30 seconds to go. But 04, he's playing the spot he needs to. He takes down the EMP carrier. Well, now he is just wasting time as much as he can. All his teammates now are off spawn.
You got to get a score in a hurry here. You're going to be a chance to do the overtime score rules, and everyone's going to get away from the board. Seal it. Abuza finds the final one. 10 seconds to go. You're all off a spawn. They just have to fly out and hope to win miraculous gunfights. It is not going to happen.
Yes,
it's phase 3-0. They've got to be fired up with that result. They had the grueler of a schedule to start. You're playing 4 of the top 5 teams, I mean, including themselves, like the 4 top teams from their POV. You're thinking 2-2 you're happy with. 3-1 is incredible.
Galera, olha só.
But this was absolutely the
a 6
best they have looked. They survived through Search and Destroy and winning 1 respawn. Just getting through, getting to a map 5 here.
O evento da Capcom.
Just a great slaying effort from all 4
E agora,
o
cofre de volta, né? Já tivemos o cofre no ano passado.
No, that's what, like, the hard point was exactly what we kind of hoped for them. Like, it's been like this simp show, but it hasn't been enough to win. This, he didn't have a crazy map, but they're able to win the hard point, and then 2 and 3 he takes over. Like, he had incredible maps 2 and 3.
Vai ter momento no ano que eu vou ter.
He is 29 and 18, but hell, he's got the lowest damage on the team. That's crazy. Yeah, no, it is a team effort. That is incredible stuff. And Shotzi, yeah, maybe it's a NPC thing, or maybe he's just struggling right now. But in the respawns, he got beat up a bit. He did.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the NPC's just not that good. Right? I mean, it has its moments for sure, but Yeah, I did. I just think it was just attention to detail was phased. They had to pick up
Call of
sort of
Duty,
his routes when he was going on
eventos
them.
da
We saw it.
Capcom, da Sega, da Square,
like 6 times in a row.
da
So I'm
PC Game
exaggerating,
Show,
but, like, it felt like
da
he was the
Frontier,
guy. It was like your job, like make sure he doesn't get through. And that's
entre
not how it
outros.
works exactly, but he did a really great job of it. 3-0 for FaZe. I'll be honest. I think you and I talked. I was like, if FaZe win this, I think it goes 5. Optic have potential win this in 3-0, 3-1.
I think I put
Da Frontier não tem problema, porque é
I
mensual,
don't think many picked FaZe 3-0.
tiver vai ser mensual.
But I think you saw how impressive this team can be. Do you take a lot away from this for like Optic? No,
Você
I mean,
vai
they're gonna bounce back. They're gonna be an incredible team. It's a loss
antes
here.
do,
Great first series, but let's hear about the rest.
da última semana do código.
Great start
do
here
mês.
to the day. If you're a FaZe fan, there's been a lot of turmoil in the FaZe camp, but FaZe Esports showing strong against one of the best in the
Se tiver
league. A 3-0, and you called FaZe.
código.
Throw my pen and paper at you with excitement. How did they
sábado e
just
domingo.
dismantle Shotzi's squad? This is the worst I have seen out of Shotzi.
Eu
Looking
gravo
like
o
an
primeiro
NPC with the MPC. The rest of the team getting outslayed as a
o
whole.
evento da Frontier, programo e o código. Gravar essa data e vamos para o dia 20.
Keep track of where he's at on the map. He was effectively shut down across this whole series. I mean, that was belt. You look at this one, you'd be hard pressed to say that there's a team out there in the league.
Vendo a Frontier, vou dar exemplo, vou dar exemplo aqui.
I mean, their strength of schedule, you heard Clint and Joe talking about it. They played all the top teams. You come out of that with a 3-1 record and you 3-0'd Optic Texas where you smothered them. I mean, on this map, like their runs, they were converting almost all of them when they were actually trying to push, finding kills left and right. The AR duo on the map number 1 just absolutely taking over despite losing the breakoff that we talked about. FaZe Vegas,
Eu gravaria durante a noite,
I felt like there
depois
may
do meu
be
programa de
a
televisão.
falling out in the FaZe camp. After you bring on a 5th man, there's a lot of tension, a lot of worries. Am I getting replaced on
Eu
the
tenho o
squad?
código no canal.
You called it right. That having that 5th man gives them a little extra pressure. Incredible
Até o dia
stuff
20,
as
até dia
everyone
30,
finding success.
dia 1º rotaria o da
Outslaying
Frontier.
Optic in a clean 3-0 tonight.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, you bring that up.
E
It's
com a
like, if your
27,
team's made of the right stuff, which is, that was the goal.
teríamos mais código.
Is let's put 4 like-minded individuals together that
Daí
when
até
adversity hits,
daria dia
they
de
can rise
descanso
above
pro
it,
código.
figure out their problems. Bringing a guy in as a substitute like a Luka, their plan is clearly to like develop him. And yeah, it might put a little bit of pressure on those guys, but Draza and Abuza, the
Como
Zaza
exemplo,
bros,
na verdade.
like they know what they're capable of. They don't lack confidence.
Se tiver
It was just,
Capcom
we need to play at a
e
faster pace and more
Frontier,
team-oriented. And you saw
PlayStation.
that today. Like they put in work, and this was phenomenal. I mean, every time you needed a break, every time you needed Draza to find a kill and stay alive, it happened time and time again. This AR duo, yeah, looking like
Deu prioridade a esses eventos e o código.
Finding success together once again. Who had the better game, Hazard or Habuza? Hazuba, excuse me.
I love that. I'm going to go with Hazard. Draza, I think, you know,
Outro
the amount of
detalhe.
pressure that's been on him, the
Deu
narratives
prioridade a
that,
esses
you know,
eventos.
people were talking about with this roster,
Tá,
and
Fax
then the
West.
looming guy on the bench in Luka.
Bravo.
Draza needs to deliver, and he did.
Both
Os
ARs
eventos
having a big day.
individuais
They are
primeiro
your scuff play of the game. But
e
here is
depois
my nominee.
os-
I think it goes to Chris Laird, the greatest player to ever touch Call of Duty. Let's take a look at what Simp did in Game 2. After being down 1-3, he brings it back with an 8 streak. Most importantly, that missile
dia
comes
8,
into play in
mesma
round
coisa.
10 to seal
Vai
the game.
terminar
Oh yeah, I mean you're on an offensive
palestras
round where like
individuais.
it was stagnant, a little bit slow, and you play around that streak, right? Essentially winning them the game. Yeah, Sim's ridiculous. I mean, you look at his stats aggregate versus the best teams in the league. Like he's stood out above everybody. To me right now, he looks like he's the best in Black Ops 7.
Simp is definitely the consistent feature there on the FaZe squad, but the X Factor, man who popped off today, goes by the name of Hazard in the Mirror. Draza, welcome to the show. Congratulations on a big W after a 5th player was just signed to the roster. Can we start there with the conversation? What went through your mind when you were told by management that a player was being signed from Challengers?
Honestly, I was happy for him. I feel like, you know, joining FaZe, especially as a sub spot, and how early he did it in his career, I think he has, you know, a good chance to do something in this league. And I was just pretty happy about it. I'm not too worried about it. I feel like us as a team, we're doing good, and we've been working to get better each day, and that's what we've been doing.
Well, your numbers today prove that he's not taking your spot anytime soon. Congrats on the win in the 3-0.
Yo, Draza, listen, man, I picked you guys to win, and I spotlighted you to pop off. I had belief, and kind of spin that into the narratives that were surrounding your name and your guys' team prior to the break. Obviously, as a player, you see all those things. What do you attribute, like, your individual performance in this series to throughout the break?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people just like they kind of just take like the beginning of the game so serious when I think we just changed 2 players and we're still learning how to play.
Yeah.
And obviously we start off 2-1 and we had a pretty hard schedule. So I just think the longer it goes by is the better we're gonna get. And I think everyone's saying shit like talking about scrims and whatnot. Because I know these guys were talking a bit when we scrimmed them, and that's why, you know, I just came to lock in. I don't know why they're talking like that, because, I mean, we're just playing scrims. We haven't been to a major yet, and had to show them today.
Whoa. Can we back that up a little bit? Because this is some insider knowledge that I wasn't privy to. Who is the loudest mouth over there? Who's feeling confident in Texas that you shut up today?
I feel like it's Ant, to be honest. Like, I think when they're streaming their scrims, he'd be saying a little too much. It's kind of been pissing me off. So I showed up today and did what I do.
Why they poke the CEO? Why? Like,
Hey, you know what? We are going into Texas. It is going to be the first major of the year. What do you want to say to the fans who will be out in full force?
I mean, hey, come through. We're excited to have you guys there, excited to play, and I think we're taking it home.
FaZe Esports starting the year off strong. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
That's Draza. That's our first match of the day in the books. And Ant is perfect so far in 2026 outside of that Carolina loss.
The rest of y'all pros talk trash, but you can't be giving players like Draza bulletin board material. You give us anything, we're going to come out with that fire. So, yeah, Draza looking good. We got another banger on the other side of this break. Boston versus the Vancouver Surge.
The Unshaven take the stage. TJ Haley for Vancouver. Get fired up, friends.
Galera, nesse torneio vai ser zica.
Look like the pros to play like the pros. The CDL team skins are available now. Scan the QR code or check out the in-game store now.
Esse torneio vai ser zica.
Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Black Ops 7 returns to the Esports World Cup in Riyadh this summer. Scan the QR code to be notified when tickets go live later this month.
Ó, ligado, hein? Como a gente vai estar à venda os tickets para a liga, hein?
Well, hello there. We are back and ready to kick it into the map 3. A hot contest so far. Yeah, it's hot in the building. It's hot in the series.
Hey, you got shorts on today.
You're hot. Yeah, I knew it was going to be warm, so I had a feeling. So,
Será que vai ter cabrão?
Look at these things. You think anyone's blinded?
Vamos lá, galera. Lembre do comentário do like.
I'm telling you, these things feel like a couple of rocks, man.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that, everybody at home. Hopefully, no one
viewer discretion is advised.
Had their vision affected by the bright lights of my quads. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Those guys are frauds. It's Sunday. We're on land. Reverse sweep. It's easy.
That will be the game. Just get into P2. Get the final second. 250 to 110. Are you kidding? And you got the Bulldog already out of his chair. You know when he's in that mode, he usually gets it done with the SMG, but his AR was simply uncontested.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the Boston breach sanctioned by the CDL. All weapons have been authorized for use during the breach. No restrictions. This is breach, not a test.
Boston Breach taking on Vancouver's Surge, and it's the Surge who start off the season at the very bottom of the totem pole. 0-9 map count, going up against a Boston squad that finished 2-1 in the opening 2 weeks. We welcome Merck back to the analyst desk, and Joey D, what's the vibe coming into this matchup today?
I mean, obviously for like Surge, it's almost like we're starting over again. We bring in TJ. I mean, listen, TJ and Gwyn last year, they were a strong duo. I mean, early Carolina had some top 4 finishes, so they're probably just happy. I mean, listen, it was obviously just a lot for Legend to deal with right away. I mean, just not a lot of COD experience, right into a COD League team with no veterans around him. It was a tough spot. He was just like, you know what? This just isn't for me right now. TJ, come hang out.
Vancouver building fresh this year. They tried to bring in a star, a champion from the Halo scene. That experiment was short-lived. Now they're going back to now the second oldest player in the CDL, right behind Dashy. TJ, who I saw when he was, 12 and pimply, is now the second oldest player in the league, and he still got it, guys. He was dominating challengers, a reason they went out and signed one of the best from Telluride Bush.
I mean, listen, this is like, you know, there's always like the questions around sometimes when these vets get like 3, 4, 5 chances and after challenge, like they're going down to dominate challengers. Like TJ was doing that. So he gets another chance. And again, he's
Outro detalhe que ele lembra também vocês também
today.
Yeah, I mean,
Bem,
thinking about this Surge team, it's
tal?
from here. I mean, Chris mentioned they were 0-9 in map count, and we saw the difference in that
vai
bringing
ser
in one player.
esse ano
What it can do
2026
in
conosco aqui no canal. Hein?
like the parity of the league, it's not that far off. And you know, these guys like Abe, he had some great moments tail end of last year when he came in for Toronto, and then Lunars in the last series, we saw like, okay, maybe he does have a place in this league. He can shoot with the best of them. And now you're bringing in TJ, who has experience with Gwyn, as Joe mentioned. Like they can do some damage,
Agora
particularly
em
in those search and
fevereiro
destroys.
vai ser
So I think it was a
complicado
good
pouco
move
no
for
final de fevereiro
Vancouver.
para
And
março.
also, like we talk about Legend a bit, coming to COD, slow start. I don't think people recognize he was having like half the
Joelho
amount
pra
of damage
frente, onde vai
everybody
ser
in the
meio
lobby.
cabuloso para
He
mim
was
trazer os eventos, mas vamos lá.
really far behind.
Speaks French too, by the way.
Yeah, so this Surge team, they're going to get a massive buff in terms of damage output.
This is the Surge squad. They are the underdogs today. They're going up against the favorites in Boston Breach, who are currently 2-1. They've had some exciting matches so far, and a lot of high hopes for Snoopy to be the leader of this squad. What do you see when you look at Boston?
I mean, listen, that's sort of been the conversation for a couple of years now, right? Just waiting for Snoopy to really be into a superstar. But fact is, the way they ended last year was so strong, especially at Champs. And then, Nasty's on the market. We're going to bring him in here. I think it's been a solid start for them. Obviously, 4-2 in hard points. And well, Nasty's been great. I think the one thing for them, probably the search and destroy, has got to clean up a little bit if they want to win some more series versus our top teams. We'll see if that got better throughout the break.
Yeah, I think if you were to, try to argue 1-for-1 upgrades in the offseason, Nasty for Wake was probably one of the bigger 1-for-1 upgrades in that you're getting a guy who's going to individually perform better than Awakening.
Somebody legit
who's proven, who's been there, who can help, mold a guy like Snoopy. And then also a Blackheart where it's like you could have 3 subs on Surge flying around making plays. I think it's the right decision.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where, you have one of... Yeah, you're gonna out-rotate and out-work these teams. Yeah, I mean, it's a map like that, and Colossus are a map where smaller maps like that with Call of Duty, like if one team's just hotter than the other, you can just lose.
And it's like way more straightforward. Blackheart is like, okay, we rotate, we set up. I mean, you're just gonna be flying through the front trying to make some plays. So I think Boston made the right choice getting rid of that.
All right, are you taking Boston though in the best of 5? How many maps? Ant, you've been perfect. Kick us off.
I'm going 3-1 Boston. They lose the overload.
Master Merc, what are we feeling?
I'm going Boston Breach.
Game 5?
3-0.
3-0. In that case, I choose you, Telluride Bush's TJ Haley. The Vancouver Surge is going to see the best performance out of Gwyn in his entire career because TJ is about to enable it. It's the second coming of Neptune in a TJ cookie crumble form. It's time to get this match started as we send it over to the casters.
I'm just laughing about this cookie cutter form of Tej, Neptune. One of the oldest players we have in the league, Chance, which is a spectacular title for Tej. A man of many nicknames, none of which I'm going to go through now because most of them I don't think are compliments.
And the ones that are just never to be repeated in a public format. But now it's going to be a fun time. And I mean, 2026 has already been an interesting year. Nameless has changed so much. I cannot believe what he was just saying on the desk. But nonetheless, I think I tend to agree with what the desk was more or less saying. I'm looking forward to watching Boston Breach. Very strong team, especially in the break. They're very much a squad I trust to be able to put the appropriate amount of work in. A very professional approach that they have. And Surge, of course, it's just a big question mark. We know TJ, he will fill that space.
He's a fantastic player, like storied history within the competitive Call of Duty world, and I love the touch that he's got good chemistry already with Gwyn. You know, this is an interesting spot to be in. It can only go up, right? For Vancouver Surge, let's see if this is where it starts. Boston Breach not going to be an easy opponent whatsoever, and Scar, a punishing hardpoint map for a team that have not been very good at the mode, Chance. Let's face it, this is a real fire and ice kind of series. Let's get it going.
Yeah, and of course, Boston going to be starting from the slightly advantageous side as well. And if you get the nades on point, you'll be right into time. And, well, this is more or less worst case scenario for Surge. A couple pinches working through, so it's early days, but already like what I see from the Breach.
But they contest to try and slow down the start the Boston Breach have had, and it's all good kills there for the Vancouver Surge boys. But now, once again, they've been evicted from the hard point. Looking good though in their skins, cannot lie. That is a fierce camo. Can Tej get into the feed? Sure can. Gets himself one, but again, Boston, beautiful start, getting the kills from inside time as well. Go for it, Lunas. Get the break.
Oh, Big Snoopy's just a nightmare. Yeah, can't take him down. Snoopy has been undeniable. That is fleet-foot footwork coming through from him, doing the dance the entire time. And listen, we don't think of Snoopy as like the super soaker, but when you do a dance around this P1, that is an expert at work.
The boy, he's a sponge, but on one side, he's real tough. That's the bit that gets the grime out, and he certainly did get the grime and the time out of P1. A big rotation as well, and Boston is still very much ahead of the game. Vancouver Surge now, bounce back, couple of big kills, but whoa, damn, what? Snoopy! Big kills, open hard point, Boston are back in.
Well, no trophies though. I don't see any from either side, so it might be another nade fest rolling through. I think a couple of those Surge nades end up missing, and now Purge with the pressure on the pinch. You see cleaning house. That is all 4 down, and the small window of opportunity Surge had to get a single second, immediately got slammed.
Look, is it better? Is it what we're gonna find out? We've got another hard point on its way, but for now, yeah, Purge. He's put himself in a good
4 horas e
timing. Gwyn finds it. We're looking
50 minutos de live, mais ou menos, nós estamos por aí.
Looking at some time for Vancouver Surge. Better late than never, boys. Here we go into the third.
A round of applause if they get it off the break. And all right, you're getting
e lembrando vocês, temos ainda, galera,
2 out of Lunars. You're finally able to be a little bit secure. No pinches.
Muitos outros.
TJ has the middle of the map, so
temos 1 hora e 37 de live, hein, galera.
I mean, this is it. This is the 80-point comeback they're on. We're in it right now, living it 1 second at a time. Abe, oh, that might work out in the end. You never know. That nade went up and about. A couple of tags. He actually does get the assist on a Snoopy there, so you'll take it. Big wins out. Purge though.
1 hora e 37 temos de live, hein.
Here we go, Boston once again control. 30 seconds to go.
Hey, this is such a nightmare to actually push as well, because you have to walk into one of the best settings.
No resto, 3 horas e alguns quebradinhos.
You got to be fearful about spawning out. So Purge is collecting freebies, and now it's dangerous because number 2 is able to take the route. So Cammy spawns him out, and Surge. I mean, listen, it was a great first 15 seconds.
17, 8, and still counting, brother. We're on the road. Cammy now versus the world. Can't take care of anything. Abe, what a 2-piece it was. Now on the new time, and yeah, I'm not calling it out just yet. Vancouver Surge. This is a rotation 1. That was a big moment. Man in the middle of the map can be TJ. See what you can find on these players on the cross. He finds absolutely nothing. Sadly, now the approach is on towards time. Can his boys hold?
Well, Purge is up top, and Purge has been on one first players to get double digits in the kills department, and now he's going to attempt to block the spawns. Very sticky towards the back, so a very tight setup rolling through. But this is all 8 arrows tucked in this corner of the map, but Abe is the untraded, and Abe's going to be the guy that has to give you a little bit extra. And it's battle between him and Snoopy. He does come out on top, and Vancouver Surge still holding on.
Lovely work. A couple of kills in the feed there for the boys. And what do you know? We're right back in this one, Vancouver. It took you a moment to get going. Ooh, Abe, the footwork is good. The comms also solid. And the fellas keep holding this
E lembrando a todos vocês também
very much back in from the back line now, finding a few, trying to bring this next hard point into some form of contest for the Vancouver Surge lads. Here we go. TJ upstairs catches the first.
pouco mais de 3 horas ainda de live.
Well, was there for the trade. Purge, make sure you seal that deal. And I mean, now the minimap is looking very scattered, but that means for us, Miles, we get a piece together for Vancouver Surge, and they're listening.
3 horas sempre uns quebradinhos, hein?
Alright, game me top green. You could jump up mid. I have her mid. I have her mid. I have her mid.
There's still two back there. Lady, you're back time.
I have time. I have
Mid or
time.
no? Do you have mid? I have top green. He's mid. He won. Alright, wrapping that guy. I'm top green, bro.
Right here, I'm just laying down time. You could tell me because. Tell me time. One shot nasty. Back to time. Absolutely.
2 on time, bro.
Right here.
Both backside.
Sunday, boys.
Close time.
Yeah, I'm here. Rerun for point. I got one on time.
That's your green. Anytime. Green again. Time. One shot.
Top green. Dead.
Será um dia que eu vou poder gravar 2 ao mesmo tempo.
I've left right now. Yo, I'm front green. I've left. No, I don't think so. Right here.
Próximos dias, se gravar 2 em um único dia.
They're both on you.
I got this. Back up. 10.
Um dos dias vai ser muito curto.
Couple right side done.
Nice job.
Trying to get time. Shot. No, another one.
Os próximos eventos vou cobrir.
There's one green. I'm staying out left.
Temos
One shot left.
Need over your time. Alright, player life shot.
daqui a fevereiro a Square Enix com os eventos de 1 hora. Capcom talvez tenha mais um. Sega talvez tenha algum evento.
He's not challenging me. Tell me, front red. Yo, he's going you.
Franti, como já falei,
One shot goal,
foi que eu vou te fazer live
Yeah, he could be.
quando o jogo estava lançado. Outra que também pode voltar a trazer
Frustration chance, a couple of awkward one shots, but not a terrible listen from Surge.
No, and making the comeback as well. Like low key, if not just for the opening break in that P1, we would have
Bethesda,
a
né,
that game. So Surge clearly bringing the fight. They're inside the time. There's a multi-kill he's able to pick up. And I mean, they're looking to be secure. Of course, though, Purge has been
evento do DF, será?
Nate, or else he would have been taken down. But as the trades roll through, Boston have the slight extra edge.
No joke, though. Purge has been pumping up since the map started. Big time right now on trophies.
Que a Mai deve ter mais um evento do Xbox também. E
Boston with a tight setup. They're playing it very, very close.
Ou 2 eventos do PlayStation
Get across map. They've got that mid-map presence as well. So the magnificent rotation setup here for Boston Breach. They should not let anything get out of hand. Okay, number 6. That's what you wanted. This could be a good turn for Surge.
They did nothing wrong except the spawns. You see Snoopy trying to readjust though. Problem is, TJ is out. Does the Creddy corner pay off?
Oh my God.
Indeed, it does. Great trigger discipline, but Snoopy was the only player there. So once again, on this specific kill, Surge get here first. Boston, it took him 15 seconds to break last time.
15, and the timer is set, and it is on. And right now, Surge are doing good as far as that time is concerned. Pistol in the hands of Lunas to keep the 3 spree alive. Indeed. A little bit eager, though, as he checks the window. Eyes on Snoop, and there he is. And a problem to kill he is, even on the worst of days. Nasty there with the trade, and we're battling towards time. Chance they've held on a lot longer. No one on time at the moment. Can we keep the play going? Teach and Co, they're down and out. It comes down to a 1v1 on time. Lost. Breacher in.
Yeah, but number 2, the spawns come in just a split second too late. Looters gets the blue side spawn by the time Boston realized it. Already getting shot in the back, so this is going to be the hill that maybe is where Surge can actually take over. They're not going to get the final 10 seconds to scrap, but they will be set up for this new time. And, well, last time was a little bit mixy. This time, Gwen is going to give them all this extra space. So a beautiful way to start the hill. Gwen pops off in that moment. A 60-point deficit when the new time pops.
Oh my word, Snoop is something else. Finding big kills, helping his boys now make their way towards the backside of the hard point. Here comes the breach. Here comes the entry. Big kills there from Abe and Teach. Trades complete. A man down on the inside of time. Nasty and Snoopy are out as well. Here we go. Snoop looking to get a man on the inside. You've still got to contend with 1 or 2 members of Surge. Snoopy's down. Purge now from upstairs alongside Cammy. The battle is far from over. What a play. And we are finally in. Breach. Better late than never. 25 to go.
Yeah, just trying to break that levy. You still got the pressure on the backline spawns, but ultimately I think Boston very happy for how they set that up. Even with Gwen getting the 3-piece as the hill popped, not enough to ultimately deal with the pressure. I think the teammates maybe dropped the ball just a touch, and well, that 60-point deficit remains and is even going to get extended. Now that foot race towards the new time, well, Nasty loses the gunfight, so Vancouver Surge still have the opportunity to fight and to battle back, but they're going to have to dig deep for this one.
It's a little pensive when they approach towards this new time. They didn't realize how open they had it. A big old trade fest. Luna's the last man on that side of the map right now for the Surge boys. Gwyn on spawn, now getting themselves in towards time. Nasty up on the approach. First gonna be first man up there for breach towards time. Cut down immediately. This is what you want to see from Surge.
And this is assault rifles in the hands of every single player right now for Vancouver as well. So at a distance, they're going to be playing keep away and efficient work. Nice little 3 spree there from Tej. Able to call the 2 players out towards mid-cut. Gwyn challenge. Gwyn losing it though. So Boston, they're here for the break.
Across no man's land, they've made it up towards the first line of coverage. Luna's what tags he gets, not enough to get the kills. And the feed goes green again. And the mean green machines of the Boston breach once again nick the time. They've got a few more to go here. Back over to P1. And it's been such a productive hardpoint for them, Chance. There's no way they throw it here.
I mean, even that scrap time is nice to be able to get those extra few seconds. This is just going to be a pressure cooker of a moment. Just Nasty being alive in this situation is going to be such a huge distraction. Even TJ in time is forced to turn, but if you're winning the gunfights, all's well that ends well. TJ doing a great job staying alive. He just maybe needs that extra help with the trophy.
He would be handy indeed, but we're keeping the kills going. Opportunity enough for the big old pinch. Hops from Gwyn, not going to get it done. That's game. That's it, folks. It's over. Boston breach. They start map 1 with an unbelievable rage, and they close it out in just the same way. Breach take the first map. Chance for the first look at the new Vancouver Surge. I didn't hate it. I did not hate it at all.
No, I really this might be the most extreme example of the map where the opening breaks are going to go the longest way. Like I saw the COD League tweet out the break of like, I think it's Optic right now that are the best in the game on the opening breaks. But for Scar Hardpoint specifically, we have seen this year so many teams start off their game down 50 seconds. That's exactly what happened in Vancouver Surge. And ultimately, they lose by 45. So figuring out a way to make a dent off the opening break into that P1 or just reinforcing that you have to, at the very least, win that rotation over towards P2. A difficult map to play from that side, but yeah, ultimately Surge. I mean, it might be 4 players roughly going negative, but everybody getting involved in. Certainly not one that you hang your head in shame at.
No, I think you're absolutely right, man. And you brought it up as well a few times that outside of the first hard point, not a terrible look there whatsoever from Surge. And if it was a better hard point, that would have been a closer race to the finish. So kudos to them for making the most of a very, very bad situation. This is what the opening break looked like. TJ trying to dodge what he can, but the nade's just a little too good there. A little too well worked out by Boston Breach. This opening hard point as well. If not for the Snoopy masterclass, and I mean, the coverage helps, but he really was dancing. Good timing, and Snoop continues to be one of the most delightful POVs in the league.
Yeah, and again, just starting off your game up 100 points. And even for this moment where Cammy was able to get behind enemy lines, Boston had the opportunity to completely chokeslam them. So typical on the Surge from the battle back. But that scoreboard as well, I have no idea what the record actually is, but that I think is the most assists I've ever seen garnered by one team in a game. I think Boston might have just thrown up 60 assists for the combined kills front, so their team were outstanding.
Are we talking, is this another Halo 2 reference on this Saturday of the COD League? That's a lot of assists. That's 2 guys at a time, always getting tags in. Perfect teamwork again from Boston Breach boys. So kills for Vancouver Surge. It looked very, very tough to stay alive, you know, for the longest of time, especially in the first set of hard points. But hey, they figured it out, man. They figured it out. They got it going. And again, I think this was the toughest test of a map they could have had for their first match together. Really, Scar is not an easy one, especially against a squad like Breach, who have a good hardpoint record. It's what, 5-2 now. That is a great way to test your resolve right off the rip. You don't go all the way, could have been worse, could have been a lot better. Let's see how the S&D goes, because again, as far as I'm concerned, Surge on paper might be able to pull out some magic here, Chance.
It'll be the necessity for them to make the pull back, but yeah, just having those first 2 hills, that goose egg sitting there,
yep.
A very painful thing indeed. So you start out the map down 80, you finish it down 45, you'll take the sort of 50. They at least got the guns warm, you know?
They did. You know what I do? I would take those 2 zeros, draw a little smiley face underneath it. Turn that frown upside down, because it could have been a hell of a lot worse. Vancouver Surge, nice bounce back. Not enough to find the dub. But you're not wrong, mate. What a turn it was. Either way, that was the game flow. We now look across the rest of the series. Exposure S&D coming up next. And Overload, as you said, the S&D might be a must-win right now for the Surge boys.
Absolutely, because it is also the weakest mode by far that Boston Breach had, at least in those first 2 weeks. Their hardpoint, they now have a 5-2 record. It is S&D where they have struggled, and S&D where they have actually been more or less getting bullied out. Exposure is a new map for us to see actually Boston play on, but certainly during the break, this is where we know their attention has to be. Make sure you get that extra level of focus, steal strats from other teams, whatever you got to do to figure the game mode out. Boston is where they need to get that work in.
Work to be done, plenty of it. I wonder how long they had this team change in mind. I wonder how much time they really did get to practice or get TJ into the system, because he's now the vet on the team. He truly is Uncle TJ. Uncle TJ, not quite Uncle Buck, but you know, still sweet enough. Shout out John Kennedy. Here we go, folks, into the search and destroy. I hope you brought a hat and some sunscreen because we're going to exposure, and it is certainly going to get hot indeed. Of all the exposure we've seen, chance this week of the COD League being back, it's fun. It's an interesting to see for search and destroy. I'm excited to see what search will bring here. I've got my magnifying glass out, and I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to critique, and I'm ready to have a good time.
Yeah, and same thing for Boston as well, because if their S&D has been a pain point, there's no fear from this squad. Their playmaking ability in S&D is fantastic. It's been mentioned once or twice, but Snoopy, his clutch ability last year, I think far and away, like I had him as a top 5 S&D player, because Snoopy was sort of Mr. Do-It-All. He'd get the bombs down, he'd go for the first bloods, but if he was last alive, he had a 50% clutch rate in 1v2s. So they are happy to set the man up to go for the clutches, and maybe we'll test that a little bit later on. They'll be on defense for the first round. A surge off the break, spread the map, playing for picks. I miss Slasher already.
Can't believe he's gone. Teach, another vet of the scene, trying to keep this play alive towards the B side of the map. Everyone's going to, but their losses bounce on back towards the middle of the map. That's where we're going to be seeing the next engagements towards A. And A is happening. Luna's gets a bully full of lead, and now he's trying to get himself out of trouble. No coverage there. Cammy cleans up the final. Oh dear, Nasty wins a big 1v1. And this round is falling to pieces. Yeah. Yep. Go on, Teach, 1v4.
I wish I knew that reference. I'm slowing down.
Can't remember the name. I can't remember. Don't worry about it. Teach though. Still kicking. There's no way, right? 25
Snoopy's
seconds.
Nightmare now. Yeah, you gotta get the bomb as well. You have no intel on the other 2 players. This is dropped.
A long and, I suppose one way to look at it, long and respectful 1v4 scenario to find yourself in there as TJ Haley takes one to the grave with him. But Boston, the first 3 gunfights could not have been better for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their teamwork was on point as well. They had 55 assists in map number 1. That is the 3rd highest we've seen this year. So Boston doing incredible work in the team shooting category, and we saw that in the first round of S&D as well. Completely on point, overwhelming every single player involved towards the middle of the map. And, I mean, I know Cammy gets credit for the first blood, but there was a lot of action to make it happen. Shout out to Zmac for the stats.
It was break even by the script. I had to Google it. There it is. 2008.
Oh, okay, great, dude. Good band.
Thanks, man. Not that I had anything to do with it. Cammy eyes on the first man. Snoop's now going to be next up. And we're shoulder to shoulder down low by A. And Purge, he knows there's an opening to play with here. Oh, the drive-by smoking. The hot box, if you will, over the top. The backline cut wide open by Purge. And that's going to be the start of the play. Bomb plant on A. Man advantage, Boston.
Oh, okay. TJ has to get 2 here in this moment. If you have any opportunity, he gets shut down. And, well, that's going to leave Abe in a very tough spot.
Oh, and he walks into the stun as well. And Mr. Byron Plumridge will walk him through that. Oh dear. Well, another good round from Boston Breach. Purge, what an opportunity he made. The drive-by smoke into the attack on the back line gave his boys plenty of time to distract and take care of the front. Whew, nice round.
Yeah, and also a moment probably where Gwyn shouldn't be getting caught off guard in that way. It's his teammate that was like responsible for that angle in the first, but they just played a little bit deeper, a little bit passive, but they had the guaranteed kill. Gwyn just caught off guard, and whether that be a communication thing or a mental mishap, Purge taking full advantage. And as you say, not just the drive-by smoke, but the willingness to get that aggressive. Great signs for Boston.
How many more signs are we going to have? for a good-looking Boston Breach SD. Purge and Snoop there, the 1-up-1 down. Teague's going to hit that corner, and he's going to hit some trouble. Here we go. Oh, Snoop gets both of them. Luna's with a big trade. Who's going to walk away with a victory here? And it will be Vancouver Surge. Bomb recovered as well. And the question remains, do we attack B or do we now go towards the mid-map A? That's where Nasty's lying in wait now. Opportunities now arise for Boston.
Oh, they're waiting for a pinch to roll through, so we get to see Vancouver Surge, what these two players want to cook up. Waiting for a mistake early on, but 50 seconds is plenty of time. Lunars and Gwyn are not in a hurry.
He's not at all in a hurry, and if anyone peeks that balcony, they will run into Lunas. They've gone low. And Gwyn, he's got eyes on them. He's the first man. The kill's good enough. Lunas has to win the trade, and he does. Beautiful. An opportunity to have thrown it, but Lunas with a hit point advantage, surely not. Nice recovery after what was a devastating two-piece from Snoopy and Purge, down low by the solar panels there. Good work on the bounce back of Vancouver.
Yeah, Lunar's there for 3 in the round as well, and I love at least those guys being on the same page. Be stagnant, watch the pinch, wait till you get the information, and then Gwyn, super clean shots on that first guy rolling through, and I mean, that's a moment for Lunars. You have to be aggressive, you have to get the trade, and he executes immediately. So able to get one on the board, and now we can turn our attention back over to Boston and see what these guys want to switch up, and it'll be nasty with the boomstick. Misses the intelligence on the guy getting out and misses the shot as well.
Vocês também.
He's not going to have too much to worry with outside of a lovely day. And again, keeping those players pinned down low. A similar situation when Purge found himself, you know, in an advantageous spot a few rounds prior, but now young Snoop.
De evento, então, se tiver algum evento de 2 horas, por exemplo.
For the second as well, magnificent stuff. Purge alone, 1v4. Good luck, have fun.
Alguns.
Drown him out. That's exactly what we want to see.
Alguns eventos de algumas empresas duram 2 horas.
And again, nasty. If you got the boomstick out, can't miss very often, but the flinch knocks the sight away, and Boston unable to execute. So wonderful stuff there.
O Xbox dura 1 hora, mas eu acho que dura menos.
Bomb plant that gets called out from the player top window. Abe
Dura 1 hora e meia. Aí
a little bit
complica.
lucky there on the COD timing, but you see the execution, clear cut, knows that Snoopy's going to be on the
Temos 1 hora e 52 horas para.
Good work for Abe. First time we saw Abe. I'm back at the 2025 Esports
De
World Cup.
live.
Playing for that Toronto roster. Finding himself in another Canadian squad. This time it's Gwyn with a snipe, and he's unfortunately just off of the timing as well. Same spot, different looks. Abe once again finding himself in a hit point advantage situation. TJ not able to get into the fight just yet. That nade's not going to go anywhere either. You've taken control of the A bomb site, but you've still got players all around you. Boston setting up for the pinch.
Well, they got Snoopy trapped back here. They know he's here as well, but the trust wasn't quite perfect. And now you got the bomb guy running at Snoopy. That is a dangerous decision, and that is exactly why he gives you something extra.
Purge gets tags in on the next man as well, so this 2v2 became very awkward. They've got no idea whatsoever where Gwyn is. He's about to run into a whole heap of trouble, and it is bad luck on bad luck right now for Vancouver Surge. Tej, a 1v2 with 35 on the clock. Oh, sugar. Cammy. Big tags. The second shoulder thrown. And Cam was feeling it indeed. Give me the kill cam for that one.
I don't actually know who got it, if that was Cam or if that was Purge towards the end. That might just be another assist added to the pile. The way good aggressive shoulders being thrown.
It was Purge, thank God. There was like no way he gets to kill that quick. He got 2 bullets in. Cam, he discussed work either way. Breach. Another decisive round. Unfortunate timing from Gwyn. He had the sort of blessing of being completely unknown in that final moment, the 2v2, but bad timing hurts him a lot. Breach starting to walk away with it.
Yeah, I mean, that was also a round where more or less the play call is to deal with Snoopy. If you're successful, things look great, but Snoopy's able to give you 2. And that is, again, a dangerous play call.
Vai ter 2 horas, vou botar 2 horas somente
As the
de
nades roll
live.
through, they do some damage, but no kills just yet.
Yeah, Nasty swaps off the sniper at the last possible second, so he gets away with it. And he takes damage as well.
Vai ter 2 horas. Apenas.
There we go. Purge in the furthest forward position he could be right now for the squad.
Amanhã teremos mais ou menos o mesmo tempo de live.
What a win from Cammy.
Mas pouco menos.
Another sneaky smoke, this time though Abe makes him pay for it. Surely you know the bomb is being planted by A. Now you do.
Deus quiser.
And he gets out. This is going to be a 2v2 battle low.
Big work again from A. Snoop trying to reposition quickly, worrying about the flank. Oh, an opportunity now on the corner. Nasty stays alive. What timing on the Gwyn? Can he find the kill? He's trying desperately for it. Nasty now all alone as Vancouver Surge have backed up, trying to take control of the bomb. And this should be their round with 20 seconds to go. Nasty caught unaware, and that will be the defuse. The boys were playing hard for the kills there, and they just have enough time to secure it all. Abe, great stuff. 3 spree for him. Gwyn gets the defuse.
Yeah, he's been making some nice plays down low as well. They had like a little 2v2 battle going on, but they backed Snoopy down, able to pick up Cammy with no trades rolling through. Just got to execute with the man advantage. And I mean, job well done. So certainly seems like the communication right now from Surge completely on point. Vibes are decent. Sometimes you got to scratch your back, but it'll be like that.
If you can't scratch your own back, whose back can you scratch?
Your teammates, man. We got to up the vibe, you know?
What, 3-3? You find yourself in a nice position here on exposure. Snoop's going to be the solo man over by B, and he's about to run into a lot of Vancouver Surge players. I don't know if he saw anyone on the approach. He definitely has now. Backs on up. Here comes some reinforcements. It's going to be the battle on the back line here towards the bomb site. Good timing, good shots. Enough to get the bomb planted as well.
Saiu anteontem.
And you got
Gol de cabello.
going to be waiting for Purge to take this world tour.
Mi amor, maneta da
Really a
Gavilotti.
decision about who wants to be the first to engage. They know they have him trapped, and those are nice shots downrange. Purge.
Daqui a 2027 temos mundo de eventos ainda rolando.
Does have a teammate now on the trade right through. Cammy's there for it. Last man, Gwyn.
Em busca das 1000 horas ainda não chegamos.
Down to 1 or 2 kills, Gwyn. Check this one. His timing is bizarre. No, he could have had at least one man on the bomb, but Boston Breach off the back of a
Está longe de chegar às 1000 horas, galera. Está muito longe.
Purge. What a retake.
Yeah, Purge, a longtime descendant of Harry Houdini. You had Gwyn just staring into the smoke, looking at the disappeared man. And that is, again, just clean, efficient work. Boston, no fear in their hearts on these plays they have been making. And a lot of things have happened on this map. The observers making plays, too. I noticed. Listen to those numbers. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is, not only is that insane accuracy all around, but the centering, straight walls, like not even hiding it. JK, it's like /S sarcasm. Great work from Purge.
He's going to be responsible for the pinch. He's been willing to get active on the minimap, so keep your eye on that #1 arrow. But on the flip side, I mean, Surge have just had a ton of success of sort of dominating down low. TJ's already snapped into position. He's got Lunars there for a little bit of support. And Purge gets caught as well. So now for Boston, there's really nowhere you can go. You can't plant on A. B looks like it's locked down, and they have no information on anybody.
I don't know. I feel like you can make a mistake at B, and bad timing's going to punish you. Oh, B just sees the cheeks of Abe, and Nasty does not miss. Finds it. TJ down. Cammy makes it a 1v1, and the push now through mid from Gwyn. The timing is great. The damage is exceptional, but Cammy has been here many times before. Eyes on Gwyn. He's got the hit point advantage and a massive win from Cameron McGilligan. What a round from Boston Breach.
E lembrando para vocês também.
Keep the boys alive.
That's the backbreaker clutch too. That is a quick,
Teremos
easy 1v3.
cada vez mais eventos durante o ano e vai ser complicado. Então vai ser semanais.
And then TJ, well, the second man in line looking for the trade. Cammy just reads him clear as day. And then a second, he's able to get to the realm of safety behind those boxes towards the middle of the map. Resets the situation, and I mean, Cammy's been around for a long time. Gwyn has been superstar caliber from time to time, but Cammy was born in it.
Oh, molded by it. When he first saw the 1v1, he was but a man. Snipes up for Gwyn here, looking for a big change of pace. Sitting on map point for Boston Breach. And the flank is on. Purge has once again been given a free reign to do whatever the hell he likes here on exposure. The timing is great, and the kills are there, and the round had barely begun before it was over. 2-0 to Boston Breach here in our second series of the day.
Quick, clean, and easy. Just like that, they're sort of running away with it. Absolutely the biggest difference maker was Cammy's 1v3, because that would have been Surge nearly tying up the round count. Instead, it just looks dominant towards the end. S&D woes no longer. Boston Breach, their teamwork looks incredible. Never a doubt the professionalism that this squad has. You expect them to improve with such a long break.
A long break, good work being put in, and a very, very successful campaign so far against this new Vancouver Surge roster. Purge able to make basically whatever play he wanted to happen there. Good stuff. Again, is it a testament to how much work Breach have put in, or is it just a little bit of a weakened Surge right now? They're still figuring things out with the big change they have made as well. Good stuff though, either way. 2-0, and now we go into Overload. Chance. Again, I think it's a difficult ask, especially of a new squad on exposure, to try to find some big success in a mode that is very, very difficult to find success in. Very, very difficult, a complicated mode here in the Call of Duty world. Overload, though, coming up after our break. Chance, how are we feeling about the series, mate? As cut and dry as you thought it would be?
I mean, the desk sort of gave their intel, right? Merc was pretty confident about a 3-0 victory. Nameless said, I think 3-1. If anything, Boston loses the Overload. So that'll be the true test. We're going to find out after the break.
Going to find out after this real quick break. Don't go too far, ladies and gentlemen. We've got ourselves a good exposure Overload right after this.
Detalhe, temos muitos eventos durante o ano. E Call of Duty nem é minha prioridade de evento, mas vou dar prioridade sim. Vou dar prioridade por causa das visualizações que dá, não. Os personagens são muito bons. Dá muita presença esse cara assim. Eu não jogo de jogo, mas eu posso no copo nem PF nem nada. Eu curto porque eu gosto de ver os caras passando mal, perdendo, ganhando, perdendo. Mas eu gosto de perder, não. Eu gosto de ganhar só. Minha casa só de ganhar.
You can't get on till 8.
Oh, frag.
Wait, what? Alright, we gotta regain. Bro. He's one off a street. Come on, Teach. Let's go.
All good.
He's one off a street.
Ain't no other frag on, bro.
All good.
4v1, I think it was, the clutch, something like that. And we were just, playing the round out, and I hear, oh, cat, he's pushing at him, thinking, oh, he's dead, okay, so let's play it nice. And then I just hear a roar behind me, an absolute roar. And then he's like, watch it. And then the kill cam wasn't running, so I was doing the roll the tape, I want to see this. And luckily, it came up, and yeah, he's blown him away and left a bit of a little doo-doo in his pants, I think.
We were hyping this up, right? It's the fourth matchup. We've seen you guys constantly in grand finals. You guys came out and made that look easy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've been saying it online the whole time. Online respawns are different. No sound EQ, we're a way different team, and we just showed it right there. Also, people seem to forget who built that camp. I know how they play. I taught those kids how to play Call of Duty, so don't forget that. All right, let's.
No, he's mid-desk, laying down mid-desk, the long desk, snaking the long desk.
Nice play. Good
Let's go, Clay. Let's go, Clay.
Ran at him, bro. Yeah, you should have with the Vast for sure.
All good.
There's nothing here.
Starbucks, he's a one shot.
He's dead.
That's it. They can go there deep, that's it.
Yo, pinch.
Nice, okay. That's above you. He went down. Down.
Absolute, my bad. He's one shot. You guys got this. You got this. Money for you. Way better.
Nice!
Let's go.
If I lose that, then just take the Porsche away. Alright. Another car, come on. Yeah. Another car. Yeah, we gotta go.
Look like the pros to play like the pros. The CDL team skins are available now. Scan the QR code or check out the in-game store now. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Black Ops 7 returns to the Esports World Cup in Riyadh this summer. Scan the QR code to be notified when tickets go live later this month.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now ready to get into our third game of the series. We're going back to Exposure. We're going to play a game of Overload. And let's face it, right now, it's a bad time to be a Vancouver Surge fan because they're down 2 to Boston Breach. And it is tough, chance. It's tough out there. They made a big change. Hasn't quite worked out just yet. It's early days.
Yeah, and they're 0-11 in map count, so not having won a single map is certainly going to be something that sits in the back of your mind. You got to get over the hump. If you're dropping a donut in something like S&D, everyone always says you got to see that first one sort. You know, the ball's got to go through the net. Once you see that, you're good. So if they pull off this overload, I mean, they're a week away from being the best team in the game.
That's it. That's how it works out. You just got to see one overload through the enemy goal zone, whether it's A or B. You just got to get it in there, boys and girls. Just got to get it in there. And here we go. One step away from getting it into one of these goals as we dive into Exposure. Could well be a 3-0 in the series. Boston Breach have been strong. They have been fierce. They have been well-rounded in every mode. Exposure against a squad that has suffered and struggled indeed since Black Ops 7's inception. Let's see how we roll here. Straight into it, folks. On board with Mr. Teach himself. Let's see what the Bushmaster has.
Well, he's going to be fighting Purge on his section of the opening break, so fun battle over there. Yeah, and it goes TJ's way, and there's the first 2 kills. Immediate control for Vancouver Surge.
And he's going to overextend, get himself that B goal secured, hang here for a little bit. Here comes Purge for round 2. The stun connects on at least one man. They do have control of the device now. Purge finds a route. Gwyn on the other flank now, making this side of the map safe. So here we go. Abe, are you able to cross over, get yourself in towards this one, and get an early score? Gwyn on the defense. Can't quite stop it all. He can't stop the capture either. Vancouver, great work.
That's huge. Opening break is perfect, and you managed to work things out after that. The salvo towards new. It looks like Surge are going to be mostly here first as well. TJ just gets shredded. He did nothing wrong. Cammy's gun's just better.
That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Good nade up over the top there from Gwyn. Trying to control this entire plane. He's only going to get damage into the next man. Lunas is up, trying to slow down the approach, and it's a tight court. It's a great nade from Abe from downtown. Unfortunately, take care of Tej. Pressure now certainly on. Here comes the attack from Boston. They're going for the A goal, and the downed man is going to put the device a little further away from it. Last man alive, Snoopy, and he takes a pound of flesh, but no good. Quick grab, and now for a run for the goal.
Yeah, Boston really trying to force that one through as well, but A might have team killed, does get sort of makes up for it, picks up 2 after the fact, and with team number 5s, that is going to be a nightmare to keep track of, but Gwyn isn't. He's going to show up and blink, but the pistol shot not quite there, so Snoopy's able to get 2. Boston Breach have the extra edge, and Purge is living inside of your spot.
Oh yeah, it's flying forward. Purge, that big win there could be enough to stop the next set of plays. No stuns over the top to slow down the goal. Man, done. B secured. Boston find the equalizer. A couple of unfriendly fire moments there on the inside of spawn aren't going to help, and the pressure is still on. Bomb side spawn now for the device, and you've got full control, Breach.
Well, they're not interested in picking it up just yet. We're going to be playing for some spawn kills. So Abe's able to pick up 2, and Abe is able to clear. Okay, so there's 2 Abes. One is real, one is TJ. Whatever the case is, the SMGs right now putting in some work to make sure you get out of your spawn.
Yeah, one of our observer clients has crashed with game, and unfortunately that has caused some shenanigans. But don't worry, folks. We got you covered. Looking towards the A goal once again right now. Last man left alive, or was at least, was the Abe, the real Abe. Not the intruder, the imposter. 2:25 on the clock. A little bit of map space now to take control of Boston before they weigh up their options and decide which goal to attack. The A side is still looking a little bit more favorable, a little bit more delectable on the attack. And again, waiting for those kills. They might have just got them. Here we go.
Got everybody in position. Now Snoopy's going to be able to go for the spawn kills, or Abe again will strike in the kill feed and just pick up 2. Feels like he's been the multi-kill monster, but of course that might also be T. I'm confused. We're confused. Nasty is not. Nice little 9 kills for him so far. Decent positioning on the map, but we're just struggling to actually get any progress with the device.
Yeah, it's the thing. Breach don't want the first man